the radio Tuesday and Wednesday from Owen Sound and on PlymouthWhalers.com. But today, TV only, and we'll try to fool them again. So that's our pregame open for the audio internet side, and we're going to start the TV broadcast in about 5 minutes. Have a good time on a Sunday late afternoon.
During the regular season, the Plymouth Whalers won their 12th division title in 23 years and swept Sarnia in the first round of the OHL playoffs. The Owen Sound Attack finished second in the Midwest Division with 94 points and eliminated the Sioux Greyhounds in 6 games in the first round of the OHL playoffs. Tonight, Game 2 of the Ontario Hockey League Western Conference semifinal series between Plymouth and Owen Sound from CompuArena Arena, seen right here on Xfinity TV.
Everybody, in the middle of a very busy sports day in town. We've got the Ontario Hockey League and the OHL playoffs. Game 2 of this Western Conference semifinal series between the Owen Sound Attack and Plymouth Whalers. And Sean, you look around town, the Tigers are playing at Comerica Park. The Red Wings played earlier today at Joe Louis Arena. The Pistons are at the Palace. Sandwiched in between all that good stuff, you got what I think is going to be an excellent hockey game. Game 2, the Whalers and the Attack.
No question about it. I expect the Attack to come out on the attack. Certainly they were outplayed in game number 1. I will say this, though. I think the 4-1 final really wasn't indicative of the way the game was played. Look, make no mistake about it. I think the Whalers certainly deserved the win. They were aggressor in this game. I expect a better effort from the attack in game number 2, and conversely, I'm sure the Whalers expect one as well, Pete.
You went to PlymouthWhalers.com. We had a game story of Game 1 on Friday. Bill Walker, the Owen Sound Sun-Times, talked with Greg Ireland, the head coach of the Owen Sound attack, and Greg was not happy with the lack of discipline of the attack and the penalties they took, especially later in the game in the third period.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we talked about in the first round series against Sarnia. This time of year, discipline, it gets kicked up a notch, to be sure. So you don't want to take that penalty. Look, the teams that are playing right now, Owen Sound, you've obviously got the Plymouth Whalers, you've got Kitchener and London. A mistake could be critical in any one of the remaining games in the Western Conference, and I think both clubs know that.
Whalers' depth has been outstanding. We get kidded in the truck about it, but it really is true if you take a look around the league. And the Whalers got a major lift in Game 1 from Sebastian Rivera.
Oh, no, without question, Pete. I mean, this is a young man that since he's come over via trade right at the deadline, he's opened a lot of eyes around the league. I talked to a scout before the game, and they said, Bellucci did it again. Because, Rivera was a guy, you knew who he was, but I'll tell you what, you can't help but really know who he is now, the way he's been playing, and certainly the mark that he left on game number 1.
Going to take a look at a couple of key players, and that's coming up rather shortly. I think for the Whalers, they have a lot of keys. To me, Stefan Nason is a guy. In fact, we'll go to the Owen Sound side first. Cameron Brace, one of their veterans, needs to step up, I think.
Yeah, and this is a guy that at times shows flashes of taking a game over. He really does. He's got that speed. He does a lot of things. He does it shift by shift. That's a guy that can make a case for himself as being the number 1 player of a game on any given night. And Pete, as you were saying, conversely, let's look at the other number 11. We've talked about it for a couple of years now, the Stefan Nason post-game show. You never know when it's going to hit because this kid can get as hot as a 4th of July. He really can.
Mitchell Hurd came back and was told by the Colorado Avalanche, work on all aspects of your game. I think Stefan Nason has done that this year. We know he can score with regularity, but he has really turned into a complete player. That's why we pick him as a key game perhaps this afternoon.
Well, and you know what? He's going to be in his kitchen. There's your goaltender, Jordan Binnington. One of the things about Stefan Nason, if you haven't watched this Whaler team a lot, this kid within 10 feet of the net, he will deflect anything. It's unbelievable. Pete, I don't think it's an overstatement when I say he's probably the best Whaler player that I've seen in my decade plus in regards to getting the deflected pucks in front of the net.
Take a look at the lineups. Not much of a change as we take a look at Alex Nedeljkovic getting the start. Again, for the Whalers, all he's done is win all 5 playoff games, allowing 9 goals in the process. That'll be the first to tell you. It's not just him. Pretty good team in front of him that's won 13 in a row and 21 of its last 22. Take a look at the Whalers. Tom Wilson out of the lineup, a minor injury. He will be back very, very soon. Plenty of depth still there for the Whalers in all areas.
Well, isn't that a wonderful thing? Hey, look, Cody Payne can fit right in. I mean, that's exactly why we keep talking about the depth on this team, and they've got themselves a lot of depth. Not as much depth up front, to be sure, but I think they've got a good veteran defense core. And, of course, they have one of the best goaltenders in the Ontario Hockey League. A real nice write-up on Jordan Binnington, as a matter of fact, Pete, in the latest hockey news.
And a guy to watch, perhaps, Cody Ceci on the blue line for Owen Sound. A guy we always watch. I don't know if he's a guy, but Whalers mascot shooter is going to be leading out the little Whalers. Let's go down to ice level and Mr. Chris Butzlaff.
Whalers on defense, number 28, Connor Carrick. Also on defense, number 32, Gianluca Cucuruto. At left wing, number 21, Ryan Hartman. At right wing, number 8, Cody Payne. At center, number 25, Vince Trocheck. And in goal tonight for your Whalers, number 39, Alex Nedeljkovic. And now, please welcome the rest of of your Whalers.
Chris Butzlaff. Alex Nedeljkovic has been solid in goal for the Whalers. He's played in every minute of the playoffs. 9 goals allowed in 5 games.
Beat a very packed, very, very packed press room before the game. One of the most packed times I've ever seen it. But you know what's interesting, Pete? The story isn't Alex Nedeljkovic and his age any longer. The story is Alex Nedeljkovic and his play now. It's amazing in talking to a lot of the people that follow this league and scouts. Nobody's talking about him being a rookie. They're talking about him being a solid goaltender.
Well, you know, Mike Bellucci has said it a couple of different times, and I'll paraphrase. If you can play in this league, it doesn't matter how old you are. And Nedeljkovic has been very, very solid for the Whalers. We're going to get the national anthem sung here. Let's go down to ice level.
Taylor Abbey for the performing of our national anthems, brought to you by Livonia Dermatology.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' bright glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good work by Taylor Abbey. And she gets us off to a good start here at Compu Arena. The officials for this afternoon's game,
And
referees Ryan Hutchison and Scott Oakman. Your linesmen are Drew Jackson and Jordan Brown. Whalers in their home blues will skate right to left in the first period. Gianluca Curcaruto and Connor Carrick on defense. A little change for Mike Bellucci. Change is good usually for Mike. Going to put out Vince Trocheck, Ryan Hartman, and Cody Payne.
Yeah, I'm not getting in that line to argue with decisions that Mike Bellucci makes either as a head coach or a general manager. I think his track record speaks for himself. This is going to be a doozy today, Pete. I expect the physicalities to kick up a notch as well here.
Well, we'll keep an eye on Curtis Gabriel and Cody Payne right off the hop.
Boy, were they going after 29 all game one. Let's see if that continues.
Trocheck and Holden Cook on the draw at center in game 2, and here we go with the Whalers up 1-0. Curcaruto, midpoint of his own line, will dump it deep into Owen Sound territory. Chiarletti hit by Payne at the end wall. Hartman hit his man. Trocheck to the puck, right wing in the attack, bringing out with Curtis Gabriel. Gabriel right wing over the Plymouth line, snapped it just wide of the goal. Lively carom around on the right side. Trocheck cannot get it out. And the whistle blows. Payne in a battle, and we're going to get a penalty right off the bat. And we'll have to wait and see who's going to get this penalty. Looks like it's Owen Sound. Payne has been known to get involved.
That's going to be interference. It looks like Kyle Hope, if I'm not mistaken, Pete. He's going to be going to the box, the veteran defender, Kyle Hope.
And the Whalers work on the game's first power play at 21 seconds. The Whalers fourth in the OHL playoffs in the power play, 5 for 23 for 21.7%. The attack 11th in the league in the penalty kill, 82.1%. Puck in behind the Plymouth goal, and Stefan Nason starts it up just underway here in the first period. Nason left wing at the Owen Sound line. Cece played it by Payne, will rip it in behind the Plymouth goal. Nason back to get it in a scoreless game. Right wing to center and over the line is Garrett Mears. Right wing in tight. Hartman got the shot. Ripped it high and wide. That was close. That was Raquel, excuse me. He likes to shoot high too. Whalers came close there. Mears with good speed to center. Dumping it in behind the goal. Raquel giving chase left side. Cameron Brace to it, cannot get it out. Nason, good play, holding it left point on the Whaler power play. Nason, right side, Kirkarudo, a shot. Save made. Picked up by Raquel. Left point, Nason. Whalers good pressure here. Raquel moving in. Hashmark's got the shot. And Bennington got a piece of that. Mears giving chase to his man. And the Whalers excellent pressure here in this power play.
Kirkarudo with a laser just clanked the post.
Nason, excellent job holding it left point. Fakes. We'll hold it again. Right point, Kirkarudo, a shot. Blocked out in front by Cody Cece. And the attack will play at the length of the ice.
Boy, 3 glorious chances for the Whalers, and one cranks off the post, a couple just a wide. Still 35 seconds remaining in this minor power play.
Trocheck over the line. Wide right wing, Hartman put it out in front. Ubera was there, but Bennington got his pad on it. And the Whalers now have outshot Owen Sound 4-0 as the attack will play at the length of the ice back behind the goal. 20 seconds left in the Plymouth power play, 2 minutes into the period. Trocheck being bothered by Daniel Catenacci. Trocheck works off that. To center and over the line, Carrick. We'll take it right circle, trying to chip it in deep and behind the goal. Hartman bumping with Big Ross. This is Ubera at the end wall. Did not connect with Trocheck left point, and the puck will slide into Plymouth territory. Attack back at full strength. Hurd just failed to direct that puck on goal. It goes off Keevan Cutting and back behind the Owen Sound goal. Quick pass around on the left side by Bennington. To center, Hope. Millen just on. Shot left wing by Gilbert Gabor was blocked. Left point, McDermott. Shot it intentionally wide. Tried to play it out in front from the right goal line. Millen, but it was taken away by Austin Levi. Hartman back in transition, got the shot. Blocked by Braden Rose. Holding it, Nason, a bouncing puck, and it was taken away by the import, Gilbert Gabor, young man from Sweden. And the Whalers, pretty good momentum here early on. We are scoreless. Plymouth and Owen Sound in game 2, 3:10 into the period. Whalers won game 1 on Friday night, 4-1. Puck out center ice, Gavris. To Janes in front of his own bench here in Gavris. Left wing over the Plymouth line against Melissa. Gavris holding it in the left corner. Deep in Plymouth territory, he'll play at left point, Keevan Cutting. Right point, Chiarletti, a shot. On goal in the stop for Alex Nedeljkovic. Nastasiuk picked off in the corner by Alex Peters. Peters playing against his hometown team, the Owen Sound attack, will pinball at the length of the ice. No icing on the play. Good flow to this first period, Sean.
No doubt. Eerily similar to the start the other night, though, Pete. The ice is tilted again, albeit this time the Whalers had the benefit of a power play.
Raquel over the line, right wing, moving in. Hartman and Mason out in front, failed, and they score! Mason failed on it, but Hartman ripped it home. And usually, the man they call Hartsey goes top shelf. He went to the bottom shelf this time.
Well, Nason will tell you he timed a pass off the back of the net, and I'll go with that. So, but a great rush, a 3-on-2, Pete. And how many times have we seen the Whalers do that? And this was kind of a line that was just put together. One of the things that we talk about is Mike Vellucci switching up the lines whenever he sees fit. And here's a threesome you haven't seen together. Look at Nason, just misses it, bounces right back to Hartman, and look at those quick hands. Forehand, backhand, and the Whalers take the early 1-0 lead, and I know that makes Stefan Nason's grandmother in Chicago very happy, Pete.
There you go. And the Whalers up 1-0 on the goal by Hartman. Mears out of his own zone. Left wing to center, Lorentz will dump it in behind the Owen Sound goal. Jamel Smith, the Dallas draft, against Zach Lorentz.
Goal scored by number 21, Ryan Hartman. Hartman. His third goal of the playoffs, assisted by number 24, Ricard Raquel, and by number 11, Stefan Nason. Whalers goal by Hartman from Raquel and Nason at 3:56.
1-0 Whalers. Trocheck back behind his own goal. Plays it to safety behind the net for Levi. Right side, Colin McDonald. Center ice, Cody Payne. Payne up the left wing and center ice and over the on-sound line. Trocheck just failed to click for Payne and Hartman. Moving up on the play. Holden Cook, wide right wing and back behind the goal, looking for play. He'll go on the left point, Chiarletti. Right point, Braden Rose. Will take it right wing to the half wall. Got the shot off the stick of both Trocheck and Hartman. And the puck will slide into Owen Sound territory where Braden Rose collects it for the attack. Kyle Hope cranked in front of the penalty box area by Gianluca Curcaruto. Gabriel working right out in front, a quick backhand. And a good pad stop by Nedeljkovic. Curcaruto to center. Bumping with Stephen James and Uvera. First man on the puck, no surprise there. Sebastian Uvera against two white jerseys. And Uvera keeping it rolling, almost worked it out in front for Nason. Good hard work by Sebastian Uvera. Back in transition, Nastasiuk in a 1-0 Plymouth lead. Carrick back behind his own goal, hit by James. Nastasiuk left wing and tight, got the shot, blocked. I believe that stung Alex Peters. Back comes Plymouth to center. Excellent flow to this first period. Carrick over the on-sound line will dump it to the end wall. Big Rock checked by Ricard Raquel behind the on-sound goal. But on-sound brings it out. Artur Gabris being watched by Peters. Left wing on a change in front of the Whaler bench change. Sean dumps it in behind the Plymouth goal.
And they're letting the boys play because the boys are throwing the bodies out there, Pete.
We love that. Carrick to center. Did not connect for Ricard Raquel, and the puck around on the right wing in the on-sound zone. Cameron Brace played it by Mears. On the rush, Jamel Smith trying to mook out in front. Got the shot as he was being watched by Colin McDonald, but took the backhand wide. Cameron Brace left side, being watched by Levi. Levi, good play to take it off Brace. And the Whalers back with Mears. Got the Whaler comeback started on Friday with the equalizer. It tied the game at 1. Hurd over the line with Lorentz and Mears. Mears left wing to the circle. Played it to the end wall. Mears left point, Levi fanned on it. And the attack back with Brace has Jamel Smith with him. Smith over the line, Colin McDonald. Played away from his skates and out center ice. Look at Hurd chase it. Over the on-sound line, Hurd wide left wing will play it to the end wall. Mears to the puck right side. Right point for Colin McDonald. Teed up the shot over top of the on-sound goal. Hurd giving chase against his man. In a 1-0 Plymouth lead, a fast-moving first period. 7:30 into the period, and now the attack called on the icing.
As you can see, folks, I think the pictures tell the story. These guys are throwing the bodies everywhere. Anybody near the boards at any place on the ice, and they can expect to be hit, with the exception of those goaltenders. There's a young man, as you said, Pete, hails from the area nearby Owen Sound, and of course his brother, a member of the Carolina Hurricane.
Alex Peters, the Whaler defenseman. Justin Peters played for the Whalers in 05-06. Is now with the Carolina Hurricanes. Whalers with a little different line. Michael Whaley, Danny Vanderweel, and Stefan Nason up front. And now the puck out of play and into the crowd. Game 3 of this series in Owen Sound on Tuesday. We'll have that game on radio on 88.1 FM beginning at 6:45. Game 4 on Wednesday in Owen Sound again, 88.1. The Park WSDP locally will carry the game. The Whalers in the Owen Sound attack on Wednesday at 6:45. 1-0 Plymouth, the goal by Ryan Hartman at 3:56. Plymouth with Nason Whaley and Danny Vanderweel up front, and the puck cleared out of play and into the crowd.
Shots 5-2 for the Whalers right now. Danny Vanderweel back in the lineup.
And there's a veteran, and it's been a pleasure watching him play for the last 4 years or so.
Sure has. Stefan Nason, number 11, Ottawa Senators' first-round draft choice. And Pete, I think you were spot on. Watching him become a complete player has been fun.
Jamel Smith took the shot, shattered his stick, top the left circle, an easy stop for Nedeljkovic. Nason around on the left wall. Cannot get out. Catanacci right point the shot. Stopped by Nedeljkovic. Puck around on the left side. Nason to center. For Raquel and now Ubera. will take it right wing over the Owen Sound line. Rivera shot stopped by Bennington. Mason behind the goal, Raquel. Raquel against Catenacci, took it away, but Rivera there, right corner, dumped it in behind the attack goal. Chiarletti played it away from the forecheck of Raquel, but Rivera bumping his man right side, that's Braden Rhodes. Good check by Nason on his man, and the Whalers keep it rolling. Rivera trying to play it high slot for Raquel, but it goes back the other way. Jamel Smith, the Dallas draft, with 7 goals in the playoffs, operating deep left corner in the Plymouth zone. Millen joining the play, and Smith put it out in front, cleaned up nicely by the Whaler captain, Colin McDonald. Trocheck over the line, trying to hit Payne at the hash marks, and that did not connect. Plymouth out with Payne, Trocheck, and Hartman up front, 1-0 Whalers. Kyle Hope left wing, and the attack offside on the play. Play whistle dead, 2 seconds shy of the 9-minute mark of the first period. Scouts delight, I will say, Sean. I think 20 to 25 teams were represented earlier this afternoon down in our media room.
There wasn't a seat to be had. Pete had to wait for people to clear out a little bit. Then I could enjoy my spaghetti and meatballs. Fine fare today, Pete. Did you prepare that?
I did not, but we tried to make sure everybody had a good time. And the scouts said, hey, this is the only game in town. That's why we're here. And why not? The Whalers are on a roll. They've won 13 in a row, 21 out of their last 22. Look at Trocheck, work back behind the Owen Sound goal. Out in front, Payne, a quick one-timer. And Jordan Bennington low on the ice made the stop. And Trocheck, Sean, made something happen there.
No, you're right. And Pete, if you play with Vincent Trocheck, you better be on your toes, because watch this feed. Take a look. It looks like he's going around, and then it's just a quick little feed there, and it did look like Payne got much on it. Bennington had no problem covering up, but ball changes for both teams as the draw will stay in the Owen Sound zone. Shots on goal, 7-4 advantage for the Whalers, and of course the big number, 1-0 advantage of the Whalers.
On the goal by Hartman at 3:56. Plymouth with Raquel, Nason, and Rivera up front. Levi and Colin McDonald on D. Austin Levi out of his own zone. Left wing, Rivera in front of the penalty box here, and directs it back behind the Owen Sound goal. Chiarletti taking a look around the veteran. Hit by Rivera. Chiarletti finds his man on the right side at center, Jaden Lindo. He'll dump it, and he did not gain center with it. And the Whalers saw this in game one at times, really holding up Owen Sound. They were hit with a lot of icings and infractions in game one.
In particular in the first period, Pete, I think there were 3 in the first period alone. Certainly not to that level, but Owen Sound just not able to cash in on any amount of time and sustained pressure in the Whalers' zone so far.
Nason directing traffic. Did not win the draw, but Raquel played at left boards for Sebastian Rivera. Taken away by Nathan Chiarletti. Picked off by Nason, a bouncing puck for the Ottawa Senators draft Nason. Intercepted by Jamel Smith. He's going to the Owen Sound bench on a change, and again, he did not gain center with it. Attack hit on another icing. Play whistle dead with 9:58 left in the period. Good steady veteran Austin Levi there for the Whalers. Was victimized on the only Owen Sound goal in game one. Came back with a couple of apples to help the Whalers to a win on Friday night.
Well, a man of his word as well. He told us in the second intermission he wanted to make amends for that. Mission accomplished. Pete, I'll defer to you with the Xfinity trivia question.
Who was the last Whaler to score at least 50 goals in a season? We'll have the answer to that a little bit later. And we will not divulge the answer. We have a certain time we do that.
Boy, Pete, I feel pretty good about myself. I almost feel Krupski level. All these questions that we've had, I know the answer to.
Well, there you go.
You're like a walking dictionary with that stuff, Krupper.
We're just a couple of we're just a couple of dull lights trying to make it a little bit brighter. And speaking of bright, how do you like that? Garrett Mears has got a few fans, and the Scratches up here with us. The Scratches this afternoon include Riley Corbin, Curtis Crombie, Mitch Jones, Tom Wilson, and Matt Mistely.
One guy who's taken in the first round, and another guy that'll surely be a first-round draft choice next year in Matt Mistely.
Mistely will be back on Wednesday night in Game 4 after serving a 6-game suspension. Lorentz with Hurd and Mears up front for the Whalers. Puck to the end wall in the Owen Sound zone. Lorentz running in Big Rock to the end wall. Lorentz falling down. Still battling with Big Rock. Nice hit by Hurd on Big Rock. who ran into his own net. And the attack bring it back, Catenacci. Tied up by Colin McDonald. Catenacci keeps it rolling. Back on the left point, Kevin Cutting. His shot deflected wide of the Plymouth goal. Top of the right circle, Daniel Catenacci, one-time Sioux Greyhound. Left point, McDermott a shot, ripped it wide. Right point, picking it up, Kevin Cutting, but Hurd had enough of that. He took it away from Cutting and dumped it back into the Owen Sound zone. Janes at center, intercepted by the very underrated Nick Melisa. Paired with Gianluca Curcaruto on the Whaler defense. Curcaruto, nice recovery to play it up the left boards to Trocheck. Back behind the goal, Curcaruto. And the Whalers break the Owen Sound forecheck very, very well. Picked up by Trocheck and Hartman, left wing over the line. Back to Trocheck, backhand shot, not a lot on it. Hartman to the right circle, looks for play. Took the shot, stopped by Bennington. Cody Payne on it, Trocheck wraparound. Good stop by Bennington. Hartman, high slot Melisa. Right side, Curcaruto being bothered by Janes. Janes will bring it back for Owen Sound. Nastasiuk picked off by Hartman. Following up is Gavris, will put it into Nedeljkovic. Ned decides to hold it, get a face-off. And again, Whalers starting not one shot at a time, Sean, and sustained pressure in the Owen Sound zone.
Pete, I like this Zach Nastasiuk. I mentioned it in game one. This is a young man that has picked up his play. You've seen him a lot more over the course of the season than I have, but I think this is a kid in a draft year that he's playing well at the right time.
Well, he's an excellent, improving power forward. Think of a young Tom Wilson. That's Zach Nastasiuk. Right point, Cody Ceci. Right wing, Kyle Hope, severe angle shot, ripped it through the blue ice. Left point, Pigra shot, good stop by Nedeljkovic. 1-0 Whalers. Twisting and turning, Kyle Hope to the end wall, being bothered by Gianluca Curcaruto. And the Curcaruto took the puck away, and Vanderweel at center. We'll dump it deep into Owen Sound territory, chase it to the end wall. Vanderweel wraparound, right wing side. Whaley trying to get there, and it was played away from the blue ice. In transition, Gabriel to center. Plays it off the glass, wide right wing and back behind the goal. 1-0 Whalers. Gabriel or Braden Rose, high slot, got the shot, ripped it wide. Attack shooting a lot wide here today. Peters around on the right side, taken away by Chiarletti, pumped it back behind the Plymouth goal, and Carrick takes his time. Wheel skated out center ice in a 1-0 Plymouth lead. Mears surveys the situation in front of the penalty box area. Will go to the bench on a change. First put it in behind the Owen Sound goal. Whalers with Raquel, Nason, and Rivera up front. Catenacci left wing over the Plymouth line, tapped away by Colin McDonald. And it's out center ice. Play picking up again without many whistles. 1-0 Whalers, 7:25 left in the period. Levi back behind his own goal, spins away from the forecheck of Cameron Brace with a good play. Rivera to center. Hits the Owen Sound line along the left boards, worked off Braden Rose and Rivera to the end wall. Wrap around Nason, save made. Rivera lower rim of the left circle, just failed to connect for Raquel or Nason both, and the Whalers coming close again. Jamel Smith hit by Rivera in front of the Plymouth bench as the puck in behind the Plymouth goal. Levi taking a long look, finds Raquel at center. He works away from Jaden Lindo. Raquel right wing over the Owen Sound line, will dump it to the end wall. Jordan Bennington reverses it around on the left side of McDermott. We'll play it to the Plymouth line in a 1-0 Whalers lead. Alex Peters missed Mears with the pass. It'll go the length of the ice. And the Whalers called on an icing. With 6:45 left in the period. Good look at Daniel Millen. I believe he started the year with the University of Michigan.
You know, one thing that jumps out to me, Pete, I'm sure you're seeing it as well, the attack really having a difficult time with that first pass out of their zone. That's something you saw in the first period, or excuse me, the first game, and so far here in the first period.
I think the Whalers are a little bit quicker than Owen Sound in the attack. They've got to try to find a pushback for that. Lindo won the draw, cutting a shot through traffic, did not get through. Here's giving chase in front of his own bench. Here's battling with McDermott. And we might be getting a penalty to Garrett Mears here. Cross check to Gary. Greg Ireland threw his hands up in the air.
Yeah, I think it might be a high stick, and you got to get the stick up pretty high to get that lumber. Curtis McDermott, he's a 6'4", 205 pounds. He is a tall, solid player, the draft choice of the Los Angeles Kings, but Garrett Mears, it's exactly what he did. Recently signed by the Colorado Avalanche, mind you. So we get a look at the Owen Sound attack power play for the first time this game.
They've really struggled. We won't get into it much, but just 2 power play goals in the playoffs. They have really, really struggled. Cody Cece high slot in his own zone. Miss Brace with the pass picked off by Peters. He'll put it midpoint of the Owen Sound line. Trocheck forcing Cece back behind the Owen Sound goal and a 1-0 Plymouth lead. 6:10 left in the period. Cece to center on the right side. Nastasia worked by Peters. Tried to go out in front, but a nice takeaway by Nason, and it's out center ice. As the attack trying to work something there. Cece at center, long shot, easy stop for Nedeljkovic. He decides to hold it. The attack will enjoy a face-off in the Plymouth zone. 1-0 Whalers with 5:56 left in the first period in game 2.
Young man from Ohio right there, Parma, Ohio, Alex Nedeljkovic. Pete Parma in the Cleveland area, correct?
Somewhere around that, yep. He's not wearing any Cleveland Indians garb, though. Face it off to the left of Nedeljkovic. Catenacci and Trocheck on the draw. Whalers on the penalty kill. Hartman and Trocheck up front. Catenacci won the draw. Big Raw high slot. Right side Catenacci being watched by Levi. Big Raw. Right side Catenacci again on the Owen Sound power play. Big Raw on the left side. Cece a shot. Hit traffic. I don't think it got to Nedeljkovic. Right side Hartman will play it through center on the Whaler penalty kill and deep into Owen Sound territory. Minute left in the penalty to Mears. 5:30 left in the period, a 1-0 Whalers lead. Big Raw to center. Catenacci over the line. Wide left wing, Jamel Smith. A good hold up by Colin McDonald of the Whalers at the Owen Sound line, causing an attack offside.
Little things, Pete. Little things go a long way, and I think that's something that goes hand in hand with what we affectionately call Whaler hockey. Doing whatever you have to do.
Whalers in their last 12 games have allowed 20 goals. They've scored 73, but I like the fact that they've only allowed 20 goals.
That's exactly what this team is looking for. That's the way that they're built. That's the style of play that Coach Vellucci stresses.
Good work by Nason, winning a battle right wing in his own zone. Will play at the length of the ice. 25 seconds left in the Owen Sound power play. 1-0 Plymouth. Cece over the line and James right boards. Rips it around the boards back behind the Plymouth goal. Nedeljkovic, alert play around on the right side, Whaley. Plays it back behind the goal, Kirkaruto. He'll take his time and then lift it the length of the ice. No problems for the Whalers there, Sean.
No, it's been an easy kill so far. Owen Sound again having a tough time setting up shot, even on their power play in that attacking zone.
Cece back over the Plymouth line as we get back to full strength. Wad bothered by Vanderweel. Lead pass, Mears will chase it. Look at Bennington going out. And Mears going to get a penalty. He got the slash out on Bennington. Mears will go right back to the penalty box. 2-on-1 is Gavris feeding it out in front of great stop by Nedeljkovic on Millen. As we're getting a delayed call to the Whalers here. Millen left side. Left wing to the goal line, Nastasia. Left side, Millen. Worked off the check of Mears. We're going to get a penalty to Mears. Crowd doesn't like it. Listen to him.
Well, that's the never-ending argument, Pete. Is he fair game when he goes out to play it? You know, if that's a player, does Garrett Mears get away with that? I don't know. We'll take a look at it here, and you can be the judge. Now, it looked to me like he was trying to hack at the stick, but more often than not, let's call it for what it is, Pete. When you see that happen with the goaltender, a player gets caught. I know Garrett Mears doesn't call it, but it's an ongoing, quite frankly, never-ending debate.
And I don't have an answer for it, so I'll just call the play here. Whalers back on the penalty kill.
Called at 15-52.
Puck taken away by Hartman. Right wing in his own zone. Trocheck will lift it the length of the ice.
Hey, lest we forget that stop that Nedeljkovic made as well on the 2-on-1, Pete.
Yep. On Daniel Millen. Cece out of his own zone on the second Owen Sound power play of the period. Nastasiuk right wing. Back on the right point, Cody Cece being bothered by Raquel. Nastasiuk got the shot, blocked off the skate of Gianluca Kirkaruto. Peters got the stick up on Millen. And we're going to get a Plymouth penalty.
Yep. Could see that from up here, no doubt about it. You just saw the quick look to see if there was any blood, so you wait for the official to come over. 2 fingers go up, so it's only a 2-minute violation. But the bad news from a Whalers perspective is there's still $1:25 left on the minor to Muir, so this is going to be an extended 5-on-3, Pete, unless, of course, the attack can find a way to snipe one.
Trocheck and Catenacci on the draw to the left of Alex Nedeljkovic. 3:33 left in the period. 1-0 Whalers.
High sticking called at 16-27.
Gabris left point, high slot. Cece on the 5-on-3 Owen Sound power play. They're packing it in. Cece, left side. Gabris, left wing to the goal line. Brace tried to go out in front, blocked by Colin McDonald. Catenacci, puck taken away by Colin McDonald. Trocheck trying to get it out, held in right point. Cece, left point. Gabris again. Artur Gabris, rattle it off. Cece, and he'll take it back on the left point. Cece taking a long look. Left wing to the half wall. Brace has a good shot here. He'll dish it back up. Top the left circle for Gabris. Cece as the attack packing it in. Right wing into the circle. Catenacci. Cross ice left wing. Cece lost it in his skates. Trocheck almost took it away from Cece. He gets back into the play. Cece top the left circle. 30 seconds left in the two-man Owen Sound power play. Brace right side and a great stop by Nedeljkovic. They set up Catenacci on the right wing, and Nedeljkovic an excellent glove stop.
Pete, that was worked so well from Owen Sound, and I think you saw it right away. They kept packing it in. Another couple of feet, and then they had the defensemen just outside the circles and everything, but the Whalers stayed in tight in that triangle and allowed Nedeljkovic an opportunity to see it. We're going to get a timeout here.
Going to get a timeout, Owen Sound. We won't get into the numbers, but you Owen Sound fans know the Attack have really struggled on the power play in the playoffs. Only 2 power play goals. And so we'll see what happens. Greg Ireland mapping out some strategy for Owen Sound. Of course, Mike Bellucci has got the grease board out for the Whalers.
Pete, I apologize, bud. You and I love the fans as much as anybody, and when you got an extended power play, shoot. Well, you know what? Sometimes it's smart to play patient. When you have that much time for a 5-on-3, you could see the Attack players, a veteran group on that power play, just work the puck in deep, keep working the puck in deep. You can set yourself up with a good opportunity.
Good look at Greg Ireland in the middle there. One-time coach of the Grand Rapids Griffins of the American Hockey League, a Detroit Red Wing affiliate. But he's found a good home here in Owen Sound. 1-0 Whalers. 2:34 left in the period. The Whalers shorthanded. 3-on-5 for another 26 seconds. Trocheck won the draw. Melissa played it left boards, and it failed to click for Gabris at the point. And Gabris back to get it at his own line. Gabris right wing. Catenacci over the Plymouth line. Has Nastasiuk breaking for the net. Lower rim of the right circle. Catenacci picked off by Colin McDonald. Whalers keeping the attack on the perimeter. Cece will blast it. Fire it wide. Brace behind the goal. Looks for play. That was blocked by Melissa. The Whalers get one man back. Here's back on the play. Cece left boards. Left wing. Nastasiuk tried to go out in front for Catenacci. An alert play by Nedeljkovic. Played it to Melissa and Whalers.
What a great read, Pete. Your quick eyes caught that. A wide open wing, and Nedeljkovic got that paddle flat on the ice.
Look at Nason against all the white jerseys. Put it out in front, deep in the Owen Sound zone. The attack back in transition. Janes to center. Dumps it back behind the Plymouth goal. Kirkaruto took the hit from Janes. Raquel cannot get it out, but it pinballs back behind the goal. Whalers peeled off the two-man Owen Sound power play. Good work by Plymouth. Mason will play it to an open wing. Raquel will pick it up left wing and over the Owen Sound line. Raquel, right wing, moving in, out in front. Oh, and Hartman missed it. He was set up out in front. Hartman with a bid for his second goal. Hartman picked it off his man. Carrick moving in. Raquel got the shot. Save made on the rebound. I don't know how it didn't go in. And the Whalers all kinds of pressure. Back comes Owen Sound. Jamel Smith with a minute left. Jamel Smith over the Plymouth line, tied up by Raquel. Minute left in the period. The Whalers came within a couple of whiskers of taking a 2-0 lead.
Boy, Carrick had a great shot, but he saw Hartman had a better one, Pete.
Rose high, left the shot, hit the traffic, and went to the right wing side of the Plymouth goal. Kyle Hope right wing a shot off the stick of Raquel. Heavy hit by Lawrence on Jamel Smith. Kept in by Kyle Hope. He'll take it along the left boards in the Plymouth zone. Bodied by Carrick. Left point, Chiarletti. Left wing to the half wall, Hope. He did not connect with his man behind the goal, Holden Cook. Gabriel on it, back behind the Plymouth goal, sealed off by Kirkaruto. Raquel took the hit from Hope to make the play. Plymouth gets it out. Good outlet by Carrick, and the Whalers get fresh legs out there. A 1-0 Plymouth lead. Time winding down in the period. Gabriel right wing over the line to the slot, ripped it high over top of the goal. And he was cranked pretty good by Hurd. Back in transition, Trocheck, 5 seconds left. Trocheck got the shot. Stopped by Jordan Bennington. Hurd going hard with the goal. And everybody picking a partner.
A big run. Trocheck really going at it there at the end of that play. Pete, the Whalers must have saw something on tape, because those 2 rushes in a row with about a minute to go, a wide open far wing. Nobody there, and that created so much space in the attacking zone. And that's one underrated aspect, Pete, that I don't think, quite frankly, the average fan understands the amount of video work that these clubs do. And I know Joe Steffen is our videographer, if you will. It seems like he's always studying film, and maybe that's something that they saw, because on successive rushes, to have a wide open wing like that, that's got to be something that they're seeing.
Scott McDonald does a lot of the work, as does Joe Steffen. We're going to get penalty one-on-one. Hurd for the Whalers, Chiarletti for Owen Sound. A couple of overages battled 4 years. Hurd and Chiarletti off, 2 minutes each with 1.7 seconds left, and the Whalers up 1-0. It could have been more. Plymouth out. Trocheck and Nason up front. Levi and Carrick on the points.
Trocheck wins it back to Carrick. I guarantee you that's what they're saying. Get the shot quickly to the net. And if you're Owen Sound, Pete, with 1.7 seconds left, you're taking the draw. Fall.
1-0 Whalers, as they have problems with the penalty clock.
2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Whalers penalty leader number 15. Mitchell Hurd, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Penalties called at 19:58.
Trocheck and Catenacci on the draw, won by Catenacci in an eventful first period. And the Whalers lead 1-0 after 1. Shots on goal in the period by Plymouth 13, by Owen Sound 11.
A swift-moving, entertaining period. The Whalers certainly, Pete, I think to anybody that watched this game, had the better of the scoring chances. 2 or 3 really glorious opportunities, but make no mistake about it, I think there were 2 really good opportunities, a 2-on-1 stop by Nedeljkovic, and then that glove save on the 5-on-3 opportunity. So, both goaltenders had to shine at various moments during this first period, but all in all, I thought a very well-played first period. You saw a little bit of everything, the speed, the hits, some goaltending, and certainly a goal by Ryan Hartman.
And the Whalers with the goal by Hartman at 3:56 from Raquel and Nason lead 1-0. Plymouth outshot on Sound 13-11. Other games out of town. Last I heard, London and Kitchener in that game was no score. Late in the game, maybe in the second period, as London looking to take a 2-0 lead over Kitchener, and they just might do that.
Yeah, that's the team that everybody was looking at. I'm going to stand by what I said. I think the team that wins this series is eventually going to represent the West. I've been wrong before, but we'll see. But, that's going to be a tough series for either one of these teams, as this series is going to be a tough series.
A couple of other games going on as well. Game 2 of Belleville and Sudbury. Bulls won on a Friday night, 6-3. Sudbury has a certain amount of skill. Excellent goaltender in Frankie Palazzese, and they play with a certain amount of emotion. I think that emotion's going to have to carry them against a very good Belleville team.
No doubt about that. As we talked about in Game 1, Pete, this is a Sudbury team that, coming out of quote-unquote nowhere and making a nice run for themselves isn't something that they haven't seen before. The names, the faces may be different, but this is a team that come playoff time, they're a tough out.
The other Eastern Conference playoff series going on, Barrie and Oshawa. Colts lead that series 2-0. Oshawa having some penalty problems with Scott Lawton and Boone Jenner. I think Oshawa has enough pushback to make that a 6 or 7 game series, but Barrie right now in control.
I think a lot of people, thought that was just going to be the way things were in the East, and it eventually may, where it's, Barrie and Belleville. But I'm with you. I don't know if Oshawa has enough to take the series, but I think that they're going to make it very interesting.
Meanwhile, in this game, a 1-0 Plymouth lead in the attack. And we won't get into a lot, but they've really struggled on the power play. Just 2 power play goals in the playoffs. And Those happen in one game, in Game 2 against Sault Ste. Marie. Do you see the Whalers doing anything that is limiting the Owen Sound power play?
No, you know what it is, Pete? I thought the 5-on-3, that isn't a fair barometer because, I mean, you're supposed to pack it in. They were very patient. I think when it's 5-on-4, Pete, maybe they're not so patient. I think that's part of the problem. And that goes back to something that you and I were talking about. I know fans shoot. Sometimes you have to wait. You have to show a little patience. And I think when you're struggling, you know it. You know it upstairs. And a guy maybe short arms it or gets it to the net. Pete, I'm a big fan of keep it simple, stupid. If you throw the puck at the net and you go to the net, good things are going to happen. And once you get one, it's that old seal being broken. Sometimes you can pop a couple. One thing that I'm watching Owen Sound do tonight, Pete, I'm sure you saw it in the first period, they're really coming out with and trying to establish an aggressive forecheck. And it wasn't working here tonight. The Whalers did a really good job of breaking that. So you saw Owen Sound conversely back off as the period progressed.
Meanwhile, the Whalers forecheck very, very good again here in the first period. They had sustained pressure several times against Jordan Binnington.
I think in particular the line that really likes to get her going is the Uvera and Nason and Raquel line. And once they grab possession of the puck, boy, they like to cycle. And that is maddening if you're a defenseman trying to chase these guys around and everything. But, the physicalities doesn't surprise me early on. Owen Sound, a better first period as the period progressed, but still only 1-0.
Whalers up 1-0 after a while. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Ontario Hockey League priority selection. Everybody busy in the playoffs? Well, we had a draft to deal with yesterday. We're going to tell you about some of the Whaler new draftees and where they come from and get into that when we come back. Plymouth 1, Owen Sound 0 in Game 2 of this OHL Western Conference semifinal series. And from CompuWare Arena on a Sunday afternoon, you're watching the Whalers and the Ontario Hockey League playoffs on Xfinity TV, brought to you by the Schoolcraft College Sports Network.
Jack Frost, you do have beautiful teeth.
My what?
Are they really as white as they say? Yes. Oh, they really do sparkle like freshly fallen snow. This is an excellent example of what teeth should look like. Check out the iridescence of that incisor, the beauty of that bicuspid, the magnificence of those molars. And the best way to achieve such terrific teeth is brushing. 2 minutes, twice a day. Not 30 seconds, not a minute 45. 2 minutes. That's all it takes. They're beautiful.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
At Schoolcraft College, you'll find the typical classroom. But if you dig deeper, you'll discover a new classroom. One that allows a hands-on experience. An award-winning environment flowing with creativity. Schoolcraft College allows you to focus on what's important to you. A place that challenges you to succeed. A classroom to showcase your talents. A real-world experience. Schoolcraft College. Discover your possibilities.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to CompuWare Arena. He's Sean Belize, I'm Pete Krupski. Plymouth Whalers lead the Owen Sound attack 1-0 after one period of play in Game 2 of this OHL. Best 4 of 7 OHL Western Conference semifinal series. One of the questions we get a lot from new fans, Sean, where do the Whalers get their players from? And unlike in other levels of hockey where they have tryouts and that kind of thing, the Ontario Hockey League and the Canadian Hockey League has a draft very similar to the National Hockey League entry draft. And the OHL draft was yesterday. It was a long day here at Compuware Arena. Wasn't very glamorous. It was done over the internet. And most of these players are from the AAA ranks from literally all around the United States and in Canada. And it's where the Whalers get their players and really every other team. And it's always kind of cool. Our third-round pick, Cullen Mercer, is here today with his parents. And he's from the Huron-Perth Lakers, which is the same team that Garrett Mears and Alex Peters came from. And he met Mike Vellucci and Joe Steffen and Brian Samariva. He had the biggest smile on his face, Sean. It was great to see. 15 years old. He looks like a baby, but by all accounts, he's a very good player.
Well, and, you know, Pete, one of the differences that the Plymouth Whaler differences, I should say, is their scouting, Pete. These guys go out there, and I think there's a reason why the Whalers have been so successful for so long. It's the lengths that they go to scout. And, you know, I always joke with Brian Samariva. It seems like I don't see him for 2 months, and all of a sudden he walks in and I'm like, and you are again? Brian Samariva, of course, the assistant general manager for the Whalers. He's out constantly, Pete. I mean, he is gone sometimes, 12 out of 14 days going to this rink and this hamlet and that rink to scout these kids, guys that, much like Mercer, that one day hope to be future Whalers.
And again, it's done over the internet. And if you go to PlymouthWhalers.com, I spent better part of 12 hours updating a certain story. We put a picture of all the scouts. These kids come from programs that don't have high-quality pictures, so instead of fighting it and trying to find a grainy picture of the first-round pick, Jordan Greenway, which didn't look very good, didn't do him any good, we put a picture of the scouts as a group. I think that's another tip of the cap for them because they do a terrific job. And if you go to PlymouthWhalers.com, look at that story, you'll see all the Whaler scouts. They do a terrific job.
Well, and think of all the rinks between here and, well, anywhere. I mean, look at the rosters, not only for the Plymouth Whalers, but rosters all across the Ontario Hockey League. I mean, you get kids from New Jersey, you get kids from Florida, you get kids from Texas, you get kids from all over the place, not to mention every rink between here and all the way clear up to where Highway 20 takes over at the Quebec-Ontario border. So certainly the scouts are getting their money's worth.
You mentioned a kid from New Jersey. In the 14th round out of 15, the Whalers took a flyer on an outstanding high school player from New Jersey, Grant Josephek. And I don't know if he's going to come here to Plymouth, but I found a story about Josephek. He scored over 100 points in high school hockey for Mendham, New Jersey High School. I think that warrants a look maybe at a rookie orientation.
You know, Pete, it's interesting. I know one of the things that you and I have talked about, and I've talked to Mike Vellucci about, the high school level starting to produce some pretty good caliber players. You know, before, I think a lot of people, whatever, high school. But you see it in New Jersey, obviously Minnesota, people known for a while, Massachusetts, and here in the great state of Michigan, you're seeing a lot of kids not only advance to the junior level and the college level, but even all the way up to the National Hockey League level.
The Whalers really spanned the province of Ontario, and a lot of American kids and a couple of local kids, too. We love to see Alex King from Detroit Compuware. He comes from Taylor, taken in the 5th round. Dakota Joshua from Dearborn, a Detroit Honey-Baked midget major, taken in the 8th round. And then some others. Tyler Sinsky from right here, close to the rink in Canton, another Detroit Compuware player. So the Whalers, maybe their early picks, they try to get guys that they think are going to come here. But in later rounds, they all take flyers. What I find interesting, the first pick of the Whalers, 16th overall, Jordan Greenway, played for Shattuck St. Mary's the under-16. He may be going to the national team developmental program. And the Whalers have had great success with guys like Robbie Zarnik, Ryan Hartman, and others, letting him go there, develop for a couple of years, and then bringing him here to Plymouth. I'm wondering if that might happen with Greenway.
Well, and it's so interesting because I think a lot of times people, well, how does that process work out? Sometimes it's an individual kid's choice. Sometimes we'll use New York Ranger J.T. Miller as an example. J.T. Miller wanted to go play college. He gets drafted by the Rangers. The Rangers said, we want you to go play junior. We think it'll help your development and everything. So a lot of times it's an individual's decision. Sometimes it's a team who drafted him decision.
So the Whalers involved with the Ontario Hockey League priority selection. Go to PlymouthWhalers.com. You'll get all the good information about the new Whalers. We could see them here at Compuware Arena within a couple of years. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll be wrapping up the first period of play, taking a look at the goals and some other things. Have the second period for you. He's Sean. I'm Pete. We're having a blast here at Compuware Arena. This is Whalers Hockey in the OHL playoffs, brought to you by Xfinity TV courtesy of the Schoolcraft College Sports Network.
The first day stepping on the court, I couldn't keep up. That motivated me to step up my game. When I reach a goal, I set a new one the next day. And my next goal is to go to college. Mastering the court takes persistence. So does getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Welcome back to Compua Arena. Pete Krepsky reporting. The Plymouth Whalers, a 1-0 lead after one period of play in Game 2 of this OHL Western Conference semifinal series. The Whalers outshot Owen Sound 13-11 in the first period, a period that featured some very, very good flow, and here's the first Whaler goal.
Well, just a pretty little bounce right there to Hartman. Quick hands there, puts it to the backhand and just deposited up and over Bennington. But both goaltenders had to make some big stops. And Pete, as you said, you and I both expected this game, the physicality aspect of it, to be kicked up a notch. And I think that's what we saw in this first period. With that being said, neither team's going to want to take it too far and make that mistake.
And that man, Jordan Bennington, is going to probably be playing every minute of this series. Well, we have a moment, a special hello to the extended Whaler family, wherever you may be watching. Alex Nedeljkovic's family is here, so you might hear us say hello to the extended Whaler family to Nedeljkovic's group if they watch the rebroadcast. And special birthday wishes to Sam Gooden and Brian Bolesky. Sean,
yes,
they're coming up real soon.
Two of my favorites.
And Sean, if we get into May, one of the favorite things for me on my birthday, broadcasting Whalers hockey.
Yeah.
And it's only happened a couple of times in the OHL finals. I hope we can do it this year.
Pete, I mentioned her earlier, but the Nason family wanted me to send a special shout out to Stephen Nason's grandmother in Chicago. Believe it or not, Pete, she's fans of yours and mine.
Well,
God bless that lady.
She's got questionable taste, but we like that. Thank you very much, and we do appreciate it. Big Raw over the Plymouth line, left circle a shot, blocked by Carrick. The Whalers are blocking their share of shots in this game. Kirkaruto on the 4-on-4 with two. Raquel up the middle. Ricky over the line on the left wing, and a 1-0 Plymouth lead just underway in period number 2. Raquel left boards. Spins away from the check of Braden Rose. And the puck off the stick of Daniel Catanacci and out of play and into the crowd. Young man up for the NHL entry draft. He's going to go pretty high. This Chris Bigrash.
Oh, boy, you like this kid's game. You liked it last year. I remember you and I talking about him in a game last season for this team. This is a good player, Pete, and when you take a look at it, he's 6'1" and 189 pounds, but he's going to grow. He's just 18 years old, so he's going to grow a little bit yet. Maybe not so much with the height, maybe another inch if he's lucky, but certainly he'll put on some bulk, and he plays tough.
Plymouth on the 4-on-4. Hartman winning the draw. He's up front with Trocheck, Colin McDonald, and Levi on the points. A 1-0 Plymouth lead just underway here in the second period. Big Raw out of his own zone. Will thread his way up the left wing, and Cameron Brace on the rush. Picked off, good play, Trocheck at the Plymouth line. Following up, Cece, right wing over the line, got the shot. Good stop by Nedeljkovic, and Hartman plays the rebound to the left corner. Levi back behind his own goal. Right side, Colin McDonald spins away from the forecheck of Cameron Brace. Colin McDonald looking for a skating room. finds Hartman. He'll wind it up. Just underway here in the second period. Levi over the Owen Sound line. Rocked on the play by Gabris. And then Trocheck took it away from Cameron Brace. Trocheck over the line. Has Hartman breaking for the open ice, and it just failed to click. Big Ross played out from the penalty box area. Hartman brings it back. Right wing. Trocheck almost worked by Big Ross. Got his stick on the puck just enough. Trocheck left wing plays it out center ice. These opposing defensemen give Trocheck a lot of respect, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They're really doing everything to shut him down, Pete. He's been putting on a show for so long. He's quiet so far in this series.
Raquel, right wing and over the line, snapped it on goal. Went off the stick of Cody Cece. And now to play it into the crowd, 1:38 into the period. First round pick of the Anaheim Ducks has played in the show. One of my favorite players, Rickard Raquel.
Watch him play. If you're perhaps one of our viewers in the Owen Sound area, spot shadow 24 if you can, if the picture allows it. Does so many little things so well.
Mason won the draw. Carrick, high slot, Kirkaruto. And a shot by Raquel. One-timer from the left circle, stopped by Bennington. Attack back on the attack with Jamel Smith. With Holden Cook over the line. Jamel Smith guided back behind the goal by Kirkaruto. Smith keeps it rolling, left point. Court cutting, we're back to full strength on all sides. Holden Cook, right wing in the Plymouth zone, behind the goal, Jamel Smith. Twisting and turning, trying to work by Mitchell Hurd and Kirkaruto both. Jamel Smith to Dallas-Strat. Right point, Braden Rose. Put it back behind the goal. Janes couldn't handle it, and the Whalers pick it up. Hurd trying to get out. Smith held it in at the left point for Owen Sound. Now it goes to the other side. Helping out is Nason. Finding Hurd to center, has Raquel with him over the line. Hurd right wing. Will dump it in behind the goal, give chase. Hurd knew where it was going, played it back behind the goal. But he was met there by Braden Rose. Rose cannot get it out. Good play by Lawrence. Here comes Raquel to the slot. Toe drag. And he almost worked around Keevan Cutting. He took him off the puck just enough, Sean.
Yeah, he did. You know what? It was a nice recovery by Cutting, because I think you saw that Raquel was about 80% around him. And you know what Cutting did? Just jutted that butt out a little bit. No other way to say it. Just jutted that butt out a little bit and took Raquel off stride just to kill him.
Plymouth will come out. Hurd, Lawrence, and Mears up front. Melissa and Kirkaruto on the points. A 1-0 Plymouth lead. 2:46 into the second period. Hurd and Catenacci on the draw in the Owen Sound zone to the left of Jordan Bennington. Catenacci thrown out of the draw. Kyle Hope lost it to Hurd. High slot, Kirkaruto, a shot deflected right on goal. Might have been Lawrence and Mears both, and Bennington made the stop. Puck out at center. Bounced away from Hurd, but Mears has it. Will draw it back into his own zone. Kirkaruto, right wing at the Owen Sound line. It's Lawrence tipping it in behind the Owen Sound goal. McDermott, checked by Lawrence, who took the puck away. Played back on the left point by Hurd to Melissa. Hurd behind the goal against Catenacci, who lifted the stick of Mitchell Hurd, who is gassed. Left wing to center, Kyle Hope picked off, good play, Mears. He'll bring it back, was rocked at center. At the midpoint of the Owen Sound line by McDermott. Mears gets up, no problem. Mears right wing in his own zone against Lindo. And a 1-0 Plymouth lead. Mears ahead, powers it out center ice, and Gabris puts it back into attack territory. Trocheck giving chase on Chiarletti. Chiarletti finds an outlet around the right side, Jaden Lindo. Mears ran into Lindo in front of the Whaler bench. Back the other way, Hope right side, got the shot. I think it was blocked by Kirkaruto, did not get through. Whalers have done a good job in this series in that area. Blocking shots. 1-0 Whalers, the only goal of the game. Ryan Hartman at 3:56 back in the first period. Hartman on the ice with Trocheck and Payne. Payne over the line. Lost the handle on it, and the Whalers called on the offside at the Owen Sound line. 4:02 into the period. Another rather swift moving period. Whalers up 1-0.
Pete, I'm going to be interested to see what the future holds for Jaden Lindo. The 96th birthday from this Owen Sound team. Again, another name that kind of came up a few times in the pregame, if you will, downstairs. People talking about this young man's future. Of course, he's a year away from being drafted and everything, but good-looking young player.
Good young player, and will get better as time goes on. Hartman left wing at the half wall in the Owen Sound zone. Tried to go behind the Owen Sound goal to Payne, but it's taken away. Carrick trying to hold it right point. It bounced out from the penalty box area. Now Gabris, left wing over the line, a shot, not a lot on it. It was blocked by Hartman. Right point, Cece. We'll take a long look, got the shot. That did not get anywhere near the goal. Nastasiuk being watched by Trocheck. Nastasiuk working right out in front, but Millen was tied up on the play by Carrick, and then Carrick got the elbow up on Millen. Good play by Carrick to get it started, but he'll go to the penalty box.
Pete, it starts again with Nastasiuk. He's made a couple of real strong power moves coming out of the corner here tonight to try to make things happen. Again, not the biggest guy on earth, but part of the reason why, I don't know, I like what I've seen out of this young man is if you want to make something happen, you got to make it happen yourself, and he's come very hard to the net.
Attack on the power play. Penalty to Carrick at 4:35.
Well, there's the power move by Nastasiuk, and then coming in here, well, got him with a pretty good cross check there. Did Connor Carrick? I don't know if I'd want to mess with Connor Carrick. I think he has negative body fat, doesn't he, Pete?
Yeah, something like that.
I think he's the first human ever to have, like, negative body fat. He is a fit kid.
A lot of fitness infomercials at 3 o'clock in the morning. One will be featuring Connor Carrick in the near future.
For high sticking called at 4:35.
The attack on the power play trailing 1-0. Brace with Gabris and Nastasiuk up front with Cece and Bigra on the points. Nason on the draw in the Plymouth zone. Puck lay in the dot, cleared free by Brace. Right point Bigros being watched by Raquel. Left wing boards Gabris. Has it again. High slot Cece being watched by Nason. Gabris left wing. Tried to play it in deep for Brace at the left goal line. That was blocked by Melissa. Gabris to it again in a 1-0 Plymouth lead in the attack, working on a power play. Cece, high slot. Left wing Gabris, back to Cece. They like to set him up for the shot, but Nason watching Cece well. A couple of Ottawa drafts there. Here's Cece moving and got the shot, fired it wide. Puck back on the left point, Gabris. With $1:20 left in the Owen Sound power play. Nason got his stick in the lane, and it goes to Alex Peters, left hash mark. He'll play at the length of the ice.
Little pinball, but the pinball seemed to bounce the Whalers' way as it came right to Alex Peters, and 1:10 left in this power play for the attack.
No tilt for the Whalers there, just a good outlet pass. And no, I did not stay up late thinking about that. That just came off the top of my head. I'm a pinball wizard from a long time ago. Played around on the right side, Michael Whaley asking for the puck. We'll take it right corner in his own zone. We're going to get another penalty on the play. And I'll have to wait and see here. I was watching Whaley playing the puck. This will even up the side.
Yeah.
I really thought, Sean, there might be more scraps in this game, but it hasn't turned out that way.
No, it's going to be Catenacci, and it's a high stick. Pete, I think the stakes are high. I think the physicalities, if this game was one way or the other, maybe we'd see it. But right now, I don't know if you want to risk getting that extra two. It wouldn't surprise me if we don't see one a little bit. As I mentioned, if you saw game one, here's a look right here in the corner. It wasn't much, but you saw it come up there. McDonald grabbed the face and the grimace, and so we'll play some 4-on-4. Pete, as we mentioned in the first game, for the benefit of people that perhaps did not see it, Curtis Gabriel was a guy that, the Whalers had a bullseye on him, a target on him.
Number 7, Daniel Catenacci.
And he has fought the Whalers 3 different times over the last 2 years. Right here, 1-0 Plymouth. Looks like they're trying to fix the ice. Mitchell Hurd over to offer some assistance. Don't know if we'll see Clint out with the blowtorch or the power auger.
That's a first. I saw him hand the linesman Pete a snowball. Yeah. There's no other way to say that.
So a little pause in the action as fix the ice. Kirkaruto and Trocheck have a little chat, and both teams pause to refresh.
Here comes another snowball. Oh, they say we don't need the other snowball, so
beauty.
back into the corner right there in your living room.
Beauty.
So we got 50 seconds remaining in the minor, the high-sticking minor to Connor Carrick, and a fresh 2 on the board for Owen Sound. So the Whalers will have an abbreviated power play. Pete, only their second opportunity of this game.
Only goal of the game, Ryan Hartman, back at 3:56 to give the Whalers a 1-0 lead. For Hartman, his third of the playoffs. For more on the Owen Sound attack, make sure you go to attackhockey.com. Brent Fisher and a very small group, a very hard-working group, do a nice job up in Owen Sound. Hello to you, Brent Fisher.
Just a beautiful area. The bay is lovely, Pete.
If you can get there, It is. It's one of my favorite places once we get there.
No doubt about it. Took the family vacationing up there a few years ago. Had a blast in that area.
Really a summer resort area, the Owen Sound area. But these boys of Winter and Owen Sound are playing pretty well. They actually had one more point than the Whalers did during the course of the regular season.
Yeah, nobody on these two clubs, nobody's ready for summer just yet.
Face it off now to the left of Jordan Bennington. We skate 4-on-4. Trocheck and Hurd up front for the Whalers. Levi and Colin McDonald on D. And a 1-0 Plymouth lead. Trocheck won the draw. Levi right point waits. We'll play it right boards to Hurd. Crossley's left wing. It went off of a Holden Cook. Will go into the Plymouth zone. Cook giving chase on Colin McDonald. Cook ran into McDonald. Deep right wing. That was Gabriel trying to play it out in front, but Levi, nice recovery there to take it away. And the Whalers back at center with Trocheck. Working over the Owen Sound line, right side on the 4-on-4. Trocheck top the right circle, Levi. Austin will take the shot towards the goal. Knocked down at the left hash mark by Braden Rose. Gabriel Brack in transition for Owen Sound. Got the shot off the stick of Austin Levi and out of play and into the crowd. Whalers have only allowed the attack one shot here through the first 6:21 of the period.
Boy, Holden Cook showing an extra gear in that chase for the puck in the corner, Pete. I think both Levi and McDonald thought that they were going to get there first, but Holden Cook threw it into an extra gear.
We continue to skate at 4-on-4. Whalers with Raquel and Mears up front. Levi and Kirkaruto on the points. Puck around on the right side in the Plymouth zone. Stasiuk to the corner. Met right there by Gianluca Kirkaruto. Mears being bothered by Brace. Mears finding an outlet for Ricard Raquel. The Whalers working on a power play now, up 1-0 as Carrick back on. Raquel will thread his way to center and over the Owen Sound line. Left side chasing at Hartman. Taken away by Cece, held in left point Kirkaruto. Nason right point, put it to the left corner. Hartman battling with Cece. And they'll whistle it dead with a high stick. Play whistle dead. 6 seconds shy of the 7-minute mark of a scoreless second period. The Whalers up 1-0.
One thing you notice, Pete, the Whalers, Kirkaruto and Stephen Nason, a forward, play the points on the power play, but something that jumped out in the third period once the Whalers got that lead and had a couple of power plays. Did you notice it was the two defensemen playing back on the points? Coach Vellucci taking no chances.
Playing safe for sure. Brace won the draw in the Plymouth zone. Cece mishandled it. Puck out center ice. Picked up by Mears. Battling with Gabriel, and Cece will pick it up again, midpoint of his own line. Brace at the Plymouth line will dump it deep into Whalers territory. Whalers on an abbreviated power play for 35 seconds. Up 1-0. 7:10 into the period. Mears right wing over the Owen Sound line. Trying to move out in front. Was knocked down on the play by Big Rock. Nice play by Nason to knock it away.
Oh.
Did it twice. Excellent play by Nason. Stephen Nason. High slot it goes. Raquel a shot. Rattled off Hartman. Whalers came close there. Look at Nason again. Controlling. Finally loses the handle on it. Brace with Gabriel. 2-on-3 over the line. Brace gassed, will dump it into Plymouth territory.
Boy, Nason bats it out of the air and then drops to his knees to keep it in and set up an opportunity.
Mears tries it again, and Raquel over the Owen Sound line. Lost it in, escapes. Teams are back at full strength. Kirkaruto holding it left circle in the Owen Sound zone. Mears took it off Catenacci. Following up Holden Cook for Catenacci. Trying to move out in front. Good play by Nason, played away. Right point, the shot by Chiarletti, ripped it wide. Cutting at the left point. Played it deep into Whalers territory. It's intercepted by Raquel. Up the left side, Kirkaruto. He'll take his time. Gianluca Kirkaruto plays it back behind the Owen Sound goal. That's Hartman giving chase on Braden Rose. Raquel almost picked the pocket of Kevin Cutting. Cook back behind his own goal in a 1-0 Plymouth lead. 8:25 into a scoreless second period. Left wing to center, Nastasiuk being held up by Carrick. The puck the length of the ice. No icing on the play. Melissa left board. Worked off Kyle Hope with a good play. And the Whalers away with in transition. Trocheck with Payne over the line. Trocheck left wing the shot. Blocked by Cece, did not get through. Uvera right side, and it's taken away by Daniel Millen. Millen over the Plymouth line. Poke checked by Trocheck. Millen stays with it to the end wall. Looking for a play, and Gabris picked off on the play. Here we go back the other way with Payne. Uvera over the line. Trocheck just barely offside. Game within a game going on here, Sean, on both sides.
You want to know why Vincent Trocheck is such a complete player? Watch that last shift. End to end. People get wrapped up in the goals and the assists as well they should. He wins a battle in one end, comes all the way back, wins another battle in the other end, and then brings back the counterattack the other way. Just a pleasure watching 25 play.
Take a look here. This is, I think, Nason knocking down a couple of clearing attempts.
Yeah, keep the puck in. Whatever it takes. Whalers going to wait to see who Coach Ireland puts out there, and Mike Vellucci counters his line.
Whalers with Hurd, Lorentz, and Whaley up front. Melissa and Kirkaruto on D, a 1-0 Plymouth lead. McDermott back behind his own goal, picked off in the left corner by Michael Whaley. Behind the goal, Lorentz. Lorentz left wing in the Plymouth in the Owen Sound zone. And it rattled off Melissa and out center ice. Kirkaruto at the center ice dot. Lays it back into Plymouth territory and Melissa. Finding Whaley in front of the Plymouth bench area. Michael will dump it deep into attack territory to the right corner. Following up Hurd. Tried to direct it to the high slot, but the attack back in transition. Kyle Hope. Right wing over the Plymouth line. Holds it up on the backhand. Looks for play. It did not connect for Chiarletti. Will go the length of the ice. Bennington puts it on a tee for the LA draft, Curtis McDermott. And a 1-0 Plymouth lead. Halfway through regulation time. Colin McDowell, right wing at his own line, trying to hit Mitchell Hurd, taken away by Jamel Smith. The shot. Bit of a knuckleball as it rattled off of Colin McDowell, went over top of the goal. Chiarletti left circle. Moving and got the shot. Fired it way wide. Ryan Hartman trying to play it out, and it just stays in. Good play by Braden Rose to hold it in. McDonald right boards for the Whalers. Plays it back behind his own goal to Kirkaruto. Left side Hartman, but Rose strong on the play. Right wing, missed Nastasiuk, right circle. Here's a shot, right point. Catenacci did not get through. Left wing the shot by Jamel Smith. Good stop by Nedeljkovic. Attack trying to get something going here. Here's Nastasiuk, left circle a shot. Good stop by Nedeljkovic. Jamel Smith in the corner. Battling with Kirkaruto. Puck to the side of the goal, cleaned up by Hurd. Trying to play it around on the right side. Payne looking for an outlet. Stays in the Plymouth zone. Nastasiuk, power move, scores! And the attack. Tie this thing up at 1.
Well, we've seen Nastasiuk do that a few times already, Pete. We've talked about the power moves, but I'm going to give credit to the defenseman at the point, Pete. You saw Rose step in a few times to keep the puck in and win a battle. You saw Chiarletti step in and win a couple battles and keep the puck in deep. But as we've been talking about, boy, I really like the way this young man, Zach Nastasiuk, plays. And most of the opportunities tonight and quite a few the other night were because of him. But look at that move. Just goes hard to the net, pulls it back, finds the hole, and we're all tied up.
Nastasiuk the goal at 10:49 of the second period. Brand new hockey game at 1. Carrick right wing out and trying to get it out of his own zone. See if his energizes Owen Sound. Left wing and out of his own zone, Nason. Up the middle, Uvera. Here's Raquel, an open lane trying to come in. Got the shot. Bennington the stop. Raquel behind the goal. And Uvera knocked the net off the moorings. Whalers trying to come right back after Owen Sound ties it at 1.
Well, that's a future NHLer and future NHLer play right there. Raquel just coming in like a bull in a china shop on Cody Ceci. And, of course, a future NHLer in the pipes as well for the attack.
Nastasiuk the goal, his 4th of the playoffs at 10:49. Go back to our Xfinity trivia question. Who was the last Whaler to score at least 50 goals in a season? And it was Chad LaRose, who scored 61, 2002, 2003. And that is a current team record for goals in a season. Guys made a pretty good career for himself in the NHL.
He is one of those, I don't know, what's the best way to say it, Pete? Cult heroes, cult figures, if you will, in the Carolina area. He's got his own little fan club down there, and he still has that rosy smile, too, doesn't he?
Well, one time they called him the Chuck Norris of Carolina, because he had a beard that kind of looked like Walker, Texas Ranger. One of my favorite guilty pleasures. Right, Cordell? Whalers out. Hurd with Lorentz and Mears up front to Carrick and Melissa on D in a 1-1 game now. Hurd won the draw outside the Owen Sound line and Carrick. Right wing from the penalty box here, bumping with Brace. Carrick played it back behind the Owen Sound goal. Rose around on the right side, Gabriel. Right wing for Cook, put it to the Plymouth line, steered away by Melissa. Hurd neutral territory, bouncing it into the attack zone. Gabriel took a run at Mitchell Hurd. They're going to go. Hurd and Gabriel. Oh, and a good right by Mitchell, a good left by Mitchell. Gabriel trying to get something going, but look at Mitchell Hurd, the quick left and right. Gabriel trying to get a big right. He is coming back a little bit. Candy scrap. And Mitchell Hurd. Oh, and a good right by Gabriel. Pretty good scrap.
What a doozy. Mitch got a hold of his jersey and was giving him those short rabbit lefts. And then he started dropping some bomb undercuts, but Curtis Gabriel really with a big blow right at the end there, and they kind of giving each other the look at the end of that fight.
Now they're chirping at each other from the penalty box area. Dandy scrap. Mitchell Hurd and Curtis Gabriel do it the OHL way, Sean, at 11:25 of the second period. That woke up the crowd for sure.
Mitchell Hurd yelled over to his bench. You could see him, come on, boys, let's get her going. Owen Sound really has taken away some of the momentum that the Whalers had in the first period. Pete, as we said, it was only 1-0.
So Gabriel and Hurd off 5 minutes each, 11:25. And let's see if that turns the momentum around a little bit to the Whalers' way.
Gabriel, 5 minutes for fighting. Whalers penalty to number 15, Mitchell Hurd, 5 minutes for fighting. Penalties called at 11:25.
Mitchell Hurd, one of the best fights I ever saw. Hurd, he went with Nick Zender between Christmas and New Year's. I think it was last year when he was with the Windsor Spitfires, Nick Zender.
Just a little size differential there, too. Nick Zinder's 8'3" and 500 pounds, right, Pete? Isn't that about it?
It did not matter to Mitchell Hurd.
Don't let Mitchell Hurd's, $1 million smile fool you.
Well, he's one of the champion trash talkers in the league. All due respect to our friend off to the left, Tom Wilson. Mitch has got a little edge to his trash. 1-1, Plymouth and Owen Sound. Hope, right wing in front of his own bench, directs it into Whalers territory. Carrick back behind his own goal. Chips it around the right boards, Hartman. Hartman bumping with Kyle Hope. Trocheck came back at Hope. Now we're going to get a cheap penalty to Trocheck. And this will come at 11:58. Trocheck not happy.
Gonna get him on the interference. So if you're the attack right now, you're feeling good about the momentum. See where the puck is? Yeah, it's, well.
So the attack on a power play in a 1-1 game. Plymouth will come out, Raquel and Nason up front. Melissa and Peters on D. Brace and Nason on the draw, won by Brace in the Plymouth zone. CC top the left circle, Gavris. Brace out in front, and directing it was Nastasiuk, a slight piece of the puck by Nedeljkovic. Right point, CC. Left point, Gavris. Left wing to Brace, and again, Gavris at the left point on the Owen Sound power play, a 1-1 game. CC, right point, Big Rock. High slot, CC. Has not really shot in this game yet. Now, CC again being watched by Nason. CC back on the left point, high slot, Gavris. Left wing to Brace. Tried to return pass for Gavris, did not click. CC holding it right point, put it back behind the Plymouth goal, and Alex Peters there looking for an outlet. Alex Peters, and a great stop by Nedeljkovic on Nastasia. As one move too many there by Alex Peters, and Nastasia with a bid to make it 2-1. Some larceny, Sean, by Nedeljkovic.
Yeah, Nedeljkovic, I hope Alex comes over and gives him a little pat later on. You can tell what Alex Peters was doing in the corner, Pete. It's that no man's land. Which way do I go? It happened about a second before that. Nastasiuk right in front. Melissa gives him the what for.
And actually made another stop on Gavris on the rebound. Big right wing, and a one-timer at the right wing doorstep by Catenacci, did not connect. Attack on a power play in a 1-1 game. CC, high slot. Jamel Smith back on the right point. High slot, Big Rock. Back to Jamel Smith. Catenacci on the right side. Big Rock got the shot. Might have fired that one wide. CC top the left circle. Has not really shot the puck. Right wing, Catenacci. Right wing to the goal line, Jamel Smith. High slot to Big Rock. Left side to CC. Has a man in front of him, Michael Whaley. 40 seconds left in the Owen Sound power play, a 1-1 game. Big Rock trying to work off Zach Lawrence. We'll play it right side for Jamel Smith. Right circle for Catenacci. Attack on the perimeter. Big Rock got the shot. Might have been off the glove of Nedeljkovic, deflected wide. Might have been a deflection by Smith as well, but now the Whalers will play it back to the Owen Sound line. 15 seconds left in the attack power play. Catenacci over the Plymouth line. Holds it up left side, and Ceci being watched by Nason. Ceci finds Chiarletti at the right point. Chiarletti again will fake a shot. Ceci a shot, ripped it wide. And a Trocheck back on right about now. Here's Jamel Smith to the high slot, left side Ceci. Got the shot, went off the stick of Holden Cook, and the Whalers back at full strength. Now Holden Cook to the left corner in the Plymouth zone, around on the right side to Catenacci. Catenacci will spread it out. High slot Chiarletti. Guys, a low shot towards the goal. Don't think it got through. Nason trying to get it out. Does get it out. And the attack called on the offside, so the attack, maybe their best offensive thrust of this series right here in the second period in a 1-1 game.
Pete, I think a lot of times, maybe a fan sits back and, well, Cody Ceci has such a big shot. Why don't they get him back? Why don't they get the puck to the point to him? If you watch the Whalers are shading in their box when they're shorthanded, the point man is coming right out on top of Ceci. And I mentioned this in the broadcast on Friday. I'll mention it again today. We saw the Whalers have a lot of success against Ryan Ellis and his laser from the point, Pete, on power plays doing the same thing.
Brace right wing over the Plymouth line. Hit at the end wall by Kirkaruto. To the high slot now, left point Chiarletti. Plays it back behind the goal. Millen put it out in front to the side of the goal. Kirkaruto played away. Round on the right side, it goes to Cody Payne. Hard pass up for Carrick. He'll carry it left wing over the Owen Sound line. Carrick in deep. Try to put it to the goal. Did Payne jamming away at it. Could not really get a lot of shot. Picked up by Trocheck. High slot Carrick. Got the shot. And Pennington the stop. And the Whalers come back with a little push of their own in a 1-1 game here in Game 2.
Well, we'll have to ask Connor Carrick about that rush speed in the intermission. He'll be our second intermission guest. It looked to me like Connor Carrick caught Owen Sound flat-footed, like they didn't expect him to carry all the way in. Take a look, he just kind of rolls it out in front, and there's Cody Payne, and I think that backhanded attempt by Cody may have gotten more of Binnington's glove than it did the actual stick.
Whalers with Trocheck, Hartman, and Payne up front. Carrick and Peters on the points in a 1-1 game. Trocheck on the draw, won it. Left point, Peters a shot, rattle it wide. 5 minutes left in the period. Payne working in the right corner. Trocheck digging it free. Hartman back behind the goal, and Trocheck playing it around on the left point. Peters keeping it alive. Top the left circle for Hartman. That's taken away. Hartman, good defensive play. Played it by Big Rod. Big Rod, front of the penalty box area. Hit by a couple of Whalers, Payne and Hartman. Left wing and over the line. Kyle Hope a shot. Might have handcuffed Nedeljkovic, but he makes his 19th stop of the hockey game. And Nedeljkovic will hold it to the faceoff with 4:35 left in the second period, a 1-1 game.
A very frustrated Gabor was on the far wing just screaming for the puck. That back door was wide open, and I don't think the attack player on the near side knew that wing was open.
Plymouth 1, Owen Sound 1. That man, Ryan Hartman, scored the only Whaler goal back in the first period. Attack replied on Zach Nastasia's goal in the second. Now McDermott, a shot left point, knocked down by Ricard Raquel. Nason, Raquel, and Uvera up front for the Whalers. Nason, left wing and over the Owen Sound line, will play it right corner. Raquel went for a hit on his man. Uvera giving support for Raquel, puck behind the goal. Keevan cutting for Owen Sound. Plays it up the right wing, it did not connect for Anastasia. Uvera knocked down on the play by Jamel Smith. Here's cutting over the line, got the shot. Blocked by Colin McDonald. Held in left point, Catenacci shot. Blocked by Nason at the right hash mark, and he'll golf it to the Owen Sound line. 3:55 left in the second period. We're tied at 1. Cutting, battling with Raquel in front of the penalty box area as the puck deep into Whalers territory. That's Levi trying to work against Jamel Smith. Right point, Rose a shot, ripped it wide. Cameron Brace let it go left wing to the half wall for Chiarletti, taken away defensively by Stefan Nason of the Whalers, and he'll settle it down. Goes to Colin McDonald. Whalers look like they're in the middle of changes here in a 1-1 game. Colin McDonald starts it up. Nason late in his shift for Garrett Mears in front of the penalty box area. Cleared out by Chiarletti and deep into Whalers territory. And the attack called on the icing. Plymouth 1, Owen Sound 1 with 3:18 left in the period.
Boy, are they hitting now, Pete. Every shift, you are seeing bodies being thrown all over the place. Uvera takes that big hit in the neutral zone area. Colin McDonald's a young man that can give some big hits as well. Both teams give the applause to Curtis Gabriel and Mitchell Hurd, who check back onto the ice.
Pretty good scrap. A couple of veterans there. Curtis Gabriel of Owen Sound, Mitchell Hurd of the Whalers. And they won one game in Game 2 of this OHL playoff series. Games 3 and 4 in Owen Sound on Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll have those games on 88.1 The Park, locally on radio from Owen Sound. Hurd and Brace on the draw to the left of Bennington. Brace thrown out of the draw. Holden Cook goes in against Mitchell Hurd. Hurd with Mears and Lawrence up front for the Whalers. Kirkaruto and Melissa poised at the points. Held in Kirkaruto, right wing, will go for skate to the right corner and back behind the goal. Garrett Mears, wraparound by Garrett Mears, put it through the blue ice. Hope rips it off the glass, put it back to the Plymouth line. Gianluca Kirkaruto taking a long look. Stretch pass, Miss Mears will go the length of the ice. Whalers called on the icing. Whalers have been outshot in the period at 9-8. Whalers have outshot Owen Sound 21-20 to this point in the game, in a 1-1 game with 3:01 left in the second period.
I think Coach Vellucci going to keep the Hurd, Mears, and Lawrence line out there. Look who checks right back in. There's Gabriel Mitchell Hurd at the draw.
Beauty. Base it off to the left of Alex Nedeljkovic. Mitchell Hurd won the draw. Kirkaruto back behind his own goal and Mears. To center for Mitchell Hurd. Has Lawrence on his left. Hurd will chase it into the attack zone, cleaned up by Big Rock. On the other side, Cece, and the outlet clicks to center ice for Kyle Hope for Owen Sound. Hope wide left wing it to the left corner in the Plymouth zone, stood up by Kirkaruto. Hurd involved with Gavris. Four-man scrum deep in the Plymouth zone. The Whalers dig it free, and Mitchell and Garrett Mears to center. Skates hard, right wing over the Owen Sound line. Got the shot, ripped it high and wide. Melissa trying to hold it left point, but it skips out center ice. Melissa right side to Hurd from the penalty box area. Worked by Gavris. Hurd over the line, good play, got the shot. Blocked by Cece, did not get through. Jaden Lindo, or that's Gabriel, excuse me, in front of the penalty box area, picked off by Payne. Hurd on a Whaler change on the Plymouth, the Owen Sound side of center, dumps it in behind the attack goal. 2:05 left in the second period, a 1-1 game. Trocheck just on, held it right wing in the Owen Sound zone. But Gavris will reverse it back behind his own goal to Big Rock. Payne picked it off. Gavris in the right corner, deep in the Owen Sound zone. Hartman to the puck behind the goal. Ryan Hartman put it to the high slot. It goes back top the right circle. Colin McDonald. He'll take it in deep, battling with Nastasia. Hartman a hit on Gavris in the right corner. Big Rock tying up Cody Payne. Not a shift for the faint of heart here. Good heavy hit on the play by Hartman on his man. Trocheck left point Levi. Waits, put it back, tried to play it back behind the goal. It was taken away by Gavris. Taken away in turn. Good play, Trocheck. Trocheck coming in. Put it out in front, but it was blocked by Big Row with Hartman working out in front.
Pete, it's too bad from a Whalers perspective because that line was gassed with a capital G.
Trocheck gas too. He'll tip it in from center back behind the Owen Sound goal. Rivera hit on his man at the end wall. That was Chiarletti in a 1-1 game with 1 minute left in the second period. Puck picked off Jamel Smith, but it goes to Nason in front of the penalty box area. He'll dump it in behind the Owen Sound goal. Chiarletti hit at the end wall by Uvera, but the attack bringing out Jamel Smith. Miss Braden Rose with the pass. Rose will try to work over the Plymouth line, was knocked right down by Kirkaruto. Could be our hit of the game right there. Right wing Nason leading Kirkaruto with Raquel with him over the Owen Sound line. Uvera hit the linesman with the clear in. Now Carrick looks up at the clock, and he's got it at his own blue line with 25 seconds left. Nason from the penalty box area. And that went right off Cook, but picking it up Raquel, always on the puck. Nason left wing over the Owen Sound line. Will dangle it left wing in tight, try to get a shot. Blocked by Braden Rose. Uvera cycles it back behind the goal, Nason. Nason taking a look, 10 seconds left, put it out in front. Did not connect for Uvera or Raquel. Uvera on the left side. Will take the shot, blocked by Rose. Nason falling down. We're going to get a penalty there to hold him up as the second period comes to an end. The Whalers will work on a power play to start period number 3.
Well, there's that cycle that we talked about again, Pete. You know what happens when you keep the puck down that low and you twist and turn and you get those opportunities. A guy like Holden Cook is going to get a stick out and he's going to take a penalty there. So good work again by the line of Uvera and Nason and Raquel, and that time it was Stefan Nason in particular that did the dirty work and got chopped down. So the Whalers will have a fresh power play to start this third period. A second period where, Pete, I think we both suspected Owen Sound to pick up the physical play. They did, and pick up the play as well. They did, and they were rewarded for it. They tied the game. So here we go again. Buckle up, folks. Third period's going to be a dandy.
We're going to be talking to Connor Carrick briefly. He's pretty well gassed, but a guy like that, and the physical shape he is in, no problem at all. Scoring in the game has gone like this. Ryan Hartman, the only goal of the first period to give the Whalers a 1-0 lead at 3:56. And the attack came back. They had sustained pressure in the Plymouth zone for quite a while, and it was Nastasiuk, a fine power move, to tie this thing up at 1, his 4th of the playoffs at 10:49.
I think you saw their defensemen get involved a little bit more, Pete. I think in particular on that shift, you saw them step up and keep the puck in down low. And I know our guest, he created a great opportunity late in the period when he took a mad dash himself.
Connor Carrick, our guest, and we'll let Connor Carrick catch his breath a little bit. He was a member of the Guelph Storm for about 10 minutes, and Mike Bellucci decided to make a trade for him last summer, and he's come in here, Connor Carrick, and has done a heck of a job for Plymouth.
Well, you can see why the Washington Capitals drafted him, Pete, no doubt about it. And as we said, in terms of his physical fitness and everything, I don't know if anybody can certainly match what he brings to the table.
Let's enjoy talking with Connor Carrick. Connor, how's it going tonight?
It's a fast game. Both teams are playing real hard. It's a tight checking game. We're just trying to get pucks on the other side of them and create some scoring chances and prevent them from having any.
Do you think Owen Sound is forechecking any better than they did in Game 1?
No, they bring the same composure level each game, and we just got to do a little bit better job breaking out better with our first pass, and I think we're going to see us ease up the pressure.
Power play important to start the third period, much like in Game 1. What do you look for on that power play to start period number 3?
We just want to move the puck quick, create shot lanes for our better players. I'm going to try and get the puck to Trocheck, Hurd, Uvera, Hartsey, and hopefully we can bang one in.
Maybe Connor Carrick too.
Yeah. Well, Connor, talk to me a little bit about that mad dash you had at the end of the second period. You almost took it coast to coast.
Well, I forget who passed it to me across ice, but it hit off my stick, and when I picked the puck up again, it looked like I thought it was Rose that backed off a bit, and I thought I could take him to the net, and we had some center lane drive, and Payne was going, so tried to get it to the front of the net. We had a scoring chance.
You know what? You came here from Guelph, but I'm sure in your time you played with a lot of good teams growing up in youth hockey. Have you ever been part of a team like the Whalers right now that have won 13 in a row, 21 out of 22?
This is definitely the most talented group of players I've ever been with. Trocheck, Hurd, Nason, Raquel, the line goes on and on. These guys can, move the puck, create options for themselves, and they're great hockey players.
You're not so bad yourself, though. What do you bring to the party?
I just try and get the puck to those guys and join up, and if they see me catch, and try and get one on net.
Now, I remember a goal you sniped in Peterborough early in the year. You put it real nice, put it right under the crossbar there. You've got a little jam in your game too, eh?
Yeah, let's see if we can snipe one in there in the third here.
Anything else for Mr. Carrick there, Sean?
No, I'm going to hold him to his words that they can snipe one here in the third period. Keep it up. You've been a blast to watch. This team's a blast to watch, Connor.
Thanks.
One other thing there, Connor. Mike Bellucci did a online chat about 10 days ago for the Detroit Free Press. Somebody was asking about you, and in Mike Bellucci's opinion, he feels you're very underrated. Do you have a reaction to that?
I don't really know what to say. I think everyone on our team carries their weight. I wouldn't say anyone's underrated or overrated. We just try and be good, honest hockey players, and that's what Mike likes. So that's what I'm going to try and give to him.
Beauty. We'll let you go. Thanks a lot, Connor Carrick. I told him I needed a good, intelligent interview. Connor Carrick delivered.
Yeah, you know what? I guess he saw the same thing I saw up here. I think he caught them a little bit flat-footed and it created the opportunity. And, we were talking about it. We didn't want to bring it up to him again, but Connor Carrick is one of those guys. He let's just put it this way. He works his tail off. He's the type of guy 5 minutes after the game, Pete, a lot of guys maybe are sitting in the stall or whatever. You might see him with the medicine ball doing sit-ups. You might see him riding the bike or whatever. I mean, it's amazing. That's the type of kid he is. And, again, I think that's one of those things. You heard him say it. everybody brings something different to the table. Everybody leads in a different way. There's lead by example guy. There's, the funny guy. There's the vocal guy and everything. And that's what has made this team, Pete, in my opinion, a very special team. Everybody else is bringing something special to the table.
A lot of fans like to compare this team to other teams, and I'm with this team every day, and I don't really like to do that. I think this team is finding its own way, really, in a very big way.
It's funny. I had a conversation with Mike Vellucci about that a few weeks ago. Like it or not, it's going to happen. Every one of your teams is inevitably going to be compared to the last championship team. And I've heard a lot of people, compare this team to the 2007 team. Pete, in a lot of ways, they're a lot alike. In a lot of ways, they're different. But I think in terms of the style of play, and they can beat you in multiple ways, there are similarities there. Personalities, very different.
Very, very different indeed. So we enjoyed our chat with Connor Carrick. I told him I wasn't feeling very good today. I needed a good interview for him, and he was certainly better than I was. But it's always a pleasure to talk to him, and you never know, Sean. It could be an installment of the Connor Carrick postgame show.
Well, you know what? I like those defensemen, and that if they see that little weakness or a guy not taking them seriously, then you take it to them.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more of our second intermission from right here at Compu Arena. A lot happening in the area. The Tigers playing at Comerica Park. The Red Wings playing at Joe Louis Arena. The Pistons at the Palace tonight. But you've got the OHL right here at Compu Arena. Don't go away. We'll be back in a few moments. Plymouth 1, Owen Sound 1. After 2 periods of play in Game 2 of this series. Watching Plymouth Whalers in the Ontario Hockey League. On it.
Sit with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. One book could be the funniest little thing, helps to change a life. Book people unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back to Compu Arena on a Sunday evening. Pete Krepsky with Sean Belesian reporting Game 2, the Ontario Hockey League Western Conference semifinal series at Plymouth and Owen Sound. Tied at 1 after 40 minutes of play. The Whalers won Game 1 4-1. We're tied at 1 here after 2 periods of play here. Ryan Hartman has the Whaler goal. The reply for Owen Sound, Zach Nastasia. And we'll get to our topic in a minute, but I've not been surprised at anything I've seen through one game and 2 periods between these two clubs.
Nope, yeah, not at all, Pete. Again, I mean, if you want to be one of those people that you want to whittle it down, sure. I think the Whalers have been a little bit better. I think by virtue not only of the game 1 win, but they've been a little bit better here tonight. But yet, here's Owen Sound again, heading into a third period. I mean, people forget in game 1 they head into third period with the lead. Today they head into the third period on the road tied up. Of course, one thing in the Whalers' favor is they start this third period fresh power play, a fresh 2 minutes on the board. So we'll see what transpires from there.
So we're tied at 1 after 2 periods of play. We got a little time here in the second intermission. And if you're new to the Plymouth Whalers and the OHL experience, is something that I've seen in terms of a growth in the last 5 years, social media, Facebook and Twitter and websites and all of that. And when I started as a full-time employee here about 9 years ago, I had no clue about website publishing and all that. And it's come a long way in that 9 or 10 years, and not just in the OHL, but in sports in general. I mean, you look at what it was 10 years ago, you look at it now, it's way different.
You know what, and Pete, pat yourself on the back. I think you do a fantastic job with PlymouthWhalers.com, and I think the league as a whole does a great job with OntarioHockeyLeague.com. Pete, I was one of those nerds, fans, that yesterday was sitting there watching the draft online, and I enjoy it. And yes, it's nerdy, and I love being nerdy. I have no problem with that. But, Pete, I love the interaction as well. You know, as somebody that was kind of late to the party with Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, I can tell you I've had some great conversations with fans from all over the league and talking about various topics and everything and various series and everything. Most of the time they're pretty darn good conversations. Every now and again somebody calls you a homer, and that's okay.
You want to find the Plymouth Whalers Facebook page, just look for the Plymouth Whalers site that has, I think we're up to 9,000 likes now.
That's awesome.
I'm not sure how it grows. We've got other people that really monitor it. What we try to do with Facebook, Sean, Denise Ronine, who's our marketing supervisor, has a lot of lighter stuff, name the caption contest, a lot of things you can have fun with. I try to keep it with the hardcore information between the two of us. It seems to work pretty well, and we'll put a game story on PlymouthWhalers.com, put a link in our Facebook page, and it's amazing the comments and the reaction. I mean, it's almost always positive. People really do depend on Facebook. That's something I have learned.
Oh, and it's awesome because, our photographer here, Arena, does a great job of getting some high-quality photos up after the game and shortly after the game as well, Pete. It's amazing how many times, I get home after a game and there are already pictures up there and stories up there from, just 20 minutes ago and everything. So cordially invite you to check that out.
So go to the Plymouth Whalers Facebook page. You won't be disappointed. We have a lot of fun with it, and a lot of our fans have fun with it as well. Whalers are also on Twitter. Just go P Whalers, and again, as kind of a news guy for me, I just try to find links of news stories. Yesterday during the OHL priority selection, the Whalers would make a selection, and I would just put a little sentence who the Whalers picked in the 5th round, 95th overall. People seem to respond to that in a real positive way.
I think people love the information, and especially the information now. I mean, we've really become an information now society as well, Pete. So, you know what? I'll tell you this much. It's cool for me, too. You sit there and you find out about a draft choice. You find out about this story or that story. It's great to have that stuff right at your disposal at a moment's notice.
Here's an example from yesterday. We like to have pictures of all of our drafted players, but to be honest with you, it's hard to find until they come here to Plymouth, and all OHL teams have headshots and real good photography of all the players. Sometimes before they get here to the OHL, it's hard to find those pictures, and they usually aren't very high quality. But you can put them on Facebook, and Liam McKay, one of the draft picks, had a great black and white picture, and he was smiling at 15 years old, and people really respond to that stuff. Oh, that's what he looks like.
Yeah.
And this is what I've learned about Facebook. Just some quick little thought. I try to keep myself out of it in terms of my own opinions, but just try another way to get information to the people. Something you do that I could never do. You actually are typing sometimes as you're calling the game.
Got to do it. You know, I mean, people are asking, Pete. That's the way that it goes. I mean, people want to know what's going on up to the second and everything, and that's the cool thing about social media.
So go to PlymouthWhalers.com. You'll be glad you did. Go to the Whalers Facebook page. We keep that fresh. And the Twitter account, P Whalers, you'll get some great information. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll recap the second period, get into the third period of play in this 1-1 game. You're watching the Whalers in the Ontario Hockey League playoffs from CompuWare Arena on a Sunday. Brought to you by Xfinity TV and our good friends at the Schoolcraft College Sports Network.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards.
Oh, don't. Oh.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay, here it comes.
Oh, no!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you.
Let's go.
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
The career you've always dreamed about is now within your reach. At Schoolcraft College, we offer 70 academic majors and programs that lead directly to employment. Plus, we have partnerships that allow you to save thousands of dollars on tuition by starting at Schoolcraft and transferring to a four-year college. Get a sense for what it feels like to be a Schoolcraft student. Call 734-462-4683 or click on schoolcraft.edu/discover.
Welcome back to CompuWare Arena. Pete Krepke with Sean Belesian reporting. Game 2 of this OHL Western Conference semifinal series. We are tied at 1 after 40 minutes of play between the Plymouth Whalers and the Owen Sound Attack. They finished 1 point away from one another during the regular season, and close hockey. And here's the equalizer for Owen Sound. Excellent work deep in the Whalers zone.
Yeah, you saw the defenseman step in, but that guy, 27, I think he's arguably been the Attack's best player so far this series. Zach Nastasiuk, good power move from the corner to get it tied up. Pete, I don't want to overstate this, but I'm going to say it anyway. How massive is this third period? There is such a big difference between, from an Owen Sound perspective, going back home facing 0-2, and for the Whalers going on the road being up 2-0 or tied 1-1. There is such a massive difference, and I think both coaches have gone out of their way to tell the boys the same thing.
Mike Bellucci having a chat with Ricard Raquel. Vince Trocheck doing what I do every once in a while, give myself a little shot in the head to wake up. Alex Nedeljkovic in goal for the Whalers has stopped 19 of 20. And a couple of big stops. Jordan Bennington has been good. Has stopped 21 of 22. So the Whalers start the third period on a power play in a 1-1 game. See if that man, Sebastian Rivera, brings the dramatics in the third period like he did in game 1.
I think both goaltenders, Pete, in particular in the first period, made some big stops.
For more on the Plymouth Whalers, we always encourage you, go to PlymouthWhalers.com. A lot of us work very hard to make that a real good information source for you. We'll have highlights, a game story after the game. We'll have video highlights as well. PlymouthWhalers.com. Whalers on a power play to start the third period. The Whalers in their home blues skate right to left. Hurd with Uvera and Hartman up front for the Whalers. Connor Carrick with Vince Trocheck on the Whaler points, and here we go in the third period. Trocheck out of his own zone, left side Hurd. Hurd left circle. Taken away, but collected by Sebastian Uvera. Whalers with a lot of traffic out in front of the Owen Sound goal. Now Hurd on the right point, Connor Carrick. Left point, Trocheck a shot, wristed it wide. Uvera for Hurd, went to the high slot, taken away by Nastasiuk. He'll take his time, gain the center ice area, and dump it into Alex Nedeljkovic. Quick pass, Nedeljkovic for Hartman over the Owen Sound line. Uvera following up, and Hurd will take it to the left corner in a 1-1 game. Hurd back behind the goal, right point Carrick, and back to Hurd. Mitchell Hurd, high slot, Trocheck a shot. Blocked by Curtis Gabriel. Hurd bodying his man in the corner, that's Kevin Cutting. Hartman left wing in tight, jammed it on goal. Stopped by Bennington. Trocheck moving up along the left boards, worked by Brace. Trocheck staying with it to the left circle on the dot. Trocheck to the slot, moving out in front. Oh, what a great stop by Bennington on Sebastian Uvera. Now Hurd behind the goal, jamming it out in front, and I don't think it got to the goal. Uvera on the left side, huge save by Bennington there. Carrick fakes a shot, will hold on to it to the right circle, he'll move in. And Uvera was tied up at the hash marks, and Gabriel Gass will play at the length of the ice.
Unbelievable. Trocheck did everything right, and it looked like Uvera, if he lifts that even 6 inches, the Whalers have the lead.
Big stop by Bennington, and we remain tied at 1. Raquel at the Owen Sound line, left side. Over the line, Trocheck took a pretty good slash from Catenacci. Trocheck, hard shot. On goal, Bennington the stop. Does not hold it. And the attack with Big Row will play at the length of the ice.
And that'll do it for this Whaler power play. A couple of good scoring chances, but a solid kill there by the attack.
Mason the center. We'll dump it into attack territory. It rattles off the stick of Jordan Bennington. Raquel a hit on Cece. Nason trying to take it off his man. Mears to the puck, will direct it out center ice, chase it back in the Plymouth zone. We're tied at 1 in game 2. Mears left wing over the Owen Sound line, Nason. Nason a shot with Mears trying to redirect. This line reunited for the Whalers. Raquel with Nason and Mears. They've done a lot of damage for the Whalers over the last 3 years. Here's Nason, left wing over the Owen Sound line. We'll hold it up. We'll play it along the left boards. Trocheck giving chase. Trocheck to the end wall. Taken away by Kevin Cutting. Trocheck took it away from Cutting. Good play. And it just failed to click for Nason in the right circle. Brace back for Owen Sound. And Hope put it to the Plymouth line, taken away by Colin McDonald. Moving up in front of the penalty box area, Cutting. Dumping it in behind the Plymouth goal. Nedeljkovic out hard around the boards, taken away by Gavris, but it bounced off his stick. Nason back to center with Trocheck. With Payne over the line. Trocheck left wing. Along the boards, holding onto it still. Trocheck dumped on the play, nothing called. Chopped away by Brace from Carrick, and it's out center ice. Brace for the puck. Melissa and Brace collide along the boards, taken away by Kyle Hope. Melissa, good play to play it away, and then Carrick blocked it at the right circle. Good work by the Whalers D there. Payne at center, plays it into attack territory, cleared out. In a 1-1 game here in the third period in game 2. Holden Cook, wide right wing. Guided back behind the goal by Trocheck. Whalers back with Cody Payne. Will skate it out center ice. Payne by himself. We'll dump it into Bennington, and the Whalers get a change, Sean.
Yeah, look how wide open it is. It's only the third period of a 1-1 game, huh? Both teams want to go coast to coast right now.
Rose in front of the penalty box there for the attack. Bring it around the boards in Plymouth territory. It skips to the right circle for Zach Lorentz. Lorentz finding Colin McDonald at right corner, around on the left side to defense partner Austin Levi. Levi winding it up. Here's right wing over the line to the circle. Left wing, Hurd got the shot. Big stop by Bennington. And that was well set up by the Whalers there. But Bennington, a couple of big stops here in the third frame.
Yeah, Bennington, some good reads here so far in this game, Pete. And what I mean by that is anticipating where the puck is going to go and shifting over. Here's a good look here. He knows that puck's coming over, so look at him get square and didn't give much to shoot at there.
We remain tied at 1.
15 doesn't need much to shoot at, Pete. We've seen him long enough. Boy, you give that kid a little bit of area, and Mitchell Hurdle, he'll make you pay.
Nason, Raquel, and Uvera up front for Plymouth. Levi and McDonald on D. Catenacci won the draw for Owen Sound. He'll play it up the boards, intercepted by Raquel. But the Whalers offside on the play in a 1-1 game. We have played 4-12 by fast-moving third period.
Bring the face-off right in front of that Owen Sound line. Catenacci and Nason.
Catenacci won the draw. They might drop it again, though. The Cat saying, what? Me cheat on a face-off? See, they're going to drop it again. Catenacci won another one. Braden Rose, right wing in his own zone, left side Chiarletti. And Catenacci, left wing over the Plymouth line, Jamel Smith moving up Rose, right circle, got the shot. Stopped by Nedeljkovic. Rebound played away by Uvera. Up the left side, Raquel. From the penalty box here, Raquel put it out to neutral territory, and Rose put it back to the Plymouth line. Uvera tying up Catenacci in front of the penalty box area. Catenacci finding Chiarletti. He'll go for Skeet, left wing over the Plymouth line. Smith back to Catenacci on a give and go. Good defensive play by Uvera. And he guided the puck to the corner. Colin McDonald, right corner. Round on the left side, Levi. Up ahead, Raquel. Rather late in his shift, and here's Uvera with speed. Over the line, right wing, got the shot. Glove stop by Jordan Bennington. Makes his 26th stop of the hockey game. We'll hold it, get a face-off. 4:57 into the third period in a 1-1 game.
Sebastian Uvera, native of Germany. Pete, I'll say it again, that last rush. Owen Sound defenseman jumping up in the play. Chiarletti trying to make things happen on the far side. On the near side, Smith with one of those plays where he threw the puck to a spot. Nobody was there, but he knew Rose was coming in on the near wing, and it was able to get things going. But certainly a more active defense core for the Owen Sound attack here.
Catenacci beat Hurd to the draw. Lorenz was dumped out in front, nowhere near the puck by Big Rod. Right wing Gabris picked off, good play Mears. Mears brings it back, but he was hit by Kyle Hope as the puck back behind the Owen Sound goal. Mears a hit on Big Rod. Lorenz left wing and tighter wraparound. Stop made by Bennington. Brace pass ahead, went off the stick of Lorenz. Following up Kyle Hope, left wing over the Plymouth line. Kyle Hope the shot. Stopped by Nedeljkovic. He makes his 21st stop of the hockey game. We'll hold it, get a face-off. 5:23 into the third period. We're tied at 1-1 in game 2.
27-22 shots on goal. Washington Capital draft choice. Of course, our guest in the second intermission, Connor Carrick.
Whalers will come out. They'll keep Carrick on one defensive spot. And he'll be out there with Nick Melissa. Plymouth with Trocheck, Hartman, and Payne, the forward combination. Bit of a pause to refresh. Again, they're trying to fix the ice. Off to the left. There you go.
See if they ask for another snowball.
Maybe not. Trocheck and Kyle Hope on the draw to the right of Alex Nedeljkovic in a 1-1 game. Trocheck won it cleanly. Melissa in the corner against his check. Played around the wraparound left wing side by Millen. Did not get to the goal. Millen another shot. And that rattled off the traffic at the side of the goal. Holden Cook and Melissa out of play and into the crowd.
A good battle in front between two veterans, Holden Cook and Nick Melissa. Nick Melissa, not the biggest guy. Don't you dare tell him that. He'll do battle with anybody.
Plus 17 in his OHL career in the playoffs. Pretty good numbers for a stay-at-home defensive defenseman. Trocheck won another draw in the Plymouth zone. Carrick worked off the forecheck of Kyle Hope and Hartman. Reverse it right side, Melissa. Has Payne ahead of him, and Trocheck collects the pass. Payne moving in right circle, got the shot. Save made, Hartman on the rebound. Ripped it over top of the goal. Puck bounding in the air. And Bennington will hold it and get a face-off. Just like that, the Whalers with good offensive pressure.
25 doesn't have anything to show for it, Pete, but he has created so many opportunities already here tonight.
MVP in the league, in your opinion?
Oh, yes. I don't. Hey, if somebody wants to call me a homer, go right ahead. Hey, guys, you didn't watch him every night. That's all I'm going to say. And this Whaler team was really good, and they hit next level when 25 came to town.
Vera, Nason, and Raquel up front for Plymouth. Levi and McDonald on the points. Face it off in the Owen Sound zone to the right of Jordan Bennington. Catenacci won the draw from Nason. Chiarletti being hounded at the end wall by Uvera in the attack with Jamel Smith. Playing it to the end wall in the Plymouth zone, Nastasia. Around on the right side, strong move by Raquel. Skates it out center ice. Has Avera on his right, Nason on his left. Nason a shot. Stop made. Raquel to the rebound, left wing. In the Owen Sound zone in a 1-1 game. Raquel moving to the slot, right wing. Play out in front, Nason. Fanned on a one-timer. He'll play it to the left corner. Avera against his man. That's Jamel Smith. Avera and Smith, Raquel and Rose. And the puck back behind the Owen Sound goal. Chiarletti, lead pass ahead, trying a stretch pass for Catenacci. He'll tip it in to Nedeljkovic. Puts it on a tee for Colin McDonald. Left wing, it missed Mitchell Hurd just on, but they will wave off the icing. 1-1 game, 6:40 into a scoreless third period. Right point, Carrick takes a shot. Been known to do that. Carrick wide right wing to the back behind the goal. Carrick still holding on to it, looking for a play. Goes to Mitchell Hurd. Zach Lorentz to the end wall. The Whalers doing some good cycling here. Lorentz battling with Keevan, cutting Hurd involved. And finally the attack will get it out, but gave it right to Garrett Mears. Good play for the Whalers to get onside. Mears dumping it back behind the goal. Braden Rose picked off right corner, Zach Lorentz. Lorentz back along the right boards, goes to Mitchell Hurd. Hurd, top to left circle, now left dot. Melissa, hard shot, ripped it high and wide. Lively Karam. And now we've got a breakaway, 3-on-0. Kyle Hope over the Plymouth line. Out in front, a great shot! On camera, great by Nedeljkovic. Save of the game right there. And the crowd giving Nedeljkovic a hand.
It was a 3-on-0, Pete.
What a stop by Nedeljkovic. Hurd to center, dumped it into Bennington. And the attack will bring it out, Chiarletti. Lead pass, Jamel Smith. Put it to the Plymouth line. Picking it up for Plymouth, it's Austin Levi. Left side, Colin McDonald in a 1-1 game here in the third period. Colin McDonald picked off by Catenacci. Colin McDonald recovers to put it back in front of the penalty box area. Now Cece rips it back behind the Plymouth goal. 8:05 into a scoreless third period. We're tied at 1. Colin McDonald sells it down for the Whalers. Will play it out to the Owen Sound line. Big row left side for Catenacci. For Jamel Smith. That did not connect. Colin McDonald up the middle for Hartman. Left side Payne over the Owen Sound line. Will play it to the end wall. Trocheck will give chase. Put it out in front. Just failed to click for Hartman. Payne picked it off Jamel Smith. Backhand shot. Payne did not get through. Bigra back for Owen Sound. Catenacci trying to work off Payne, and the Catenacci dumping it in behind the Plymouth goal.
I think you got Joe Steffen and Mike Bellucci sitting at the Whaler bench saying, settle it down, boys. I know you're going in for the kill and everything, but let's be honest, you just gave up a 3-on-0 the other way.
Whalers offside at the Owen Sound line. What a save by Alex Nedeljkovic.
Pete, they had a 3-on-0 from center ice in. Look at this. There's two. There's the other. Melissa comes in and tries his darndest. I mean, in essence, his hustle turned it into a 2-on-0, but I digress. I mean, my goodness gracious.
Holden Cook over the Plymouth line, left wing. Gabriel going to the net. Cook the shot, stopped by Nick Melissa. He'll play it around on the right side, Peters. Battling with Curtis Gabriel in a 1-1 game here in the third period. 9:05 into a scoreless third frame in game 2. Chiarletti left point. Right point Rose, got the shot, blocked by Nason. Puck to the side of the Plymouth goal. Nedeljkovic dives out to his right. Will hold on to the puck.
That's a savvy move by Alex Nedeljkovic there, Pete. There's that bouncing puck, and you could hear somebody over at the bench area saying, cover it. It bounced over an attack player stick. It bounced over 2 Whaler sticks. So Nedeljkovic stretched out and said, enough of this. I'm going to get a fresh draw and see if we can get the counterattack coming back the other way.
Saw a ton of scouts in the media room before the game. I think they're getting their money's worth this afternoon in a 1-1 game. Hurd and Brace on the draw to the left of Nedeljkovic. Mitchell Hurd won it. Whalers with Hurd, Lorentz, and Garrett Mears up front. Mitchell Hurd back behind his own goal. Left wing to center for Lorentz. Has Mears with him on the right side. Lorentz to the end wall in the Owen Sound zone, pumping with Cutting. Mears there as well. Lorentz keeps it rolling. Zach Lorentz around on the right side, offering support. Carrick up on the play. Mears to the slot area. Goes to Lorentz. Got the shot through traffic, but it hit the traffic, did not get to Bennington. McDermott back for Owen Sound. Will dump it deep into Whalers territory. It eluded Cameron Brace, and so Nick Melissa will start it back the other way. Mitchell Hurd on it. Left wing over the attack line. Got the shot. Ripped it high and wide. Garrett Mears, a bouncing puck to the end wall against Big Rock. Mears falling to the ice. Hurd kicks it free. Mitchell Hurd in a 1-1 game. Big battle behind the goal. Mears and Big Rod. They disengage. Hurd to Mears, left wing to the half wall. High slot, Carrick teed up the shot, right on goal. Stopped by Bennington. He'll hold it and get a face-off. We're tied at 1 with 9:53 left in regulation.
Both teams doing a real good job in their own end, Pete, in regards to plowing the road and allowing the goaltenders to see the puck. You could see there, Bennington, a close look. Take a look at some of the fans in the house tonight. Owen Sound well represented, Pete.
Brought a lot of fans from Owen Sound. They're here. And of course, really an excellent crowd when you think about all the stuff going on here on a sports Sunday in the area. Tigers playing at Comerica Park. Red Wings playing the St. Louis Blues at Joe Louis Arena. The Pistons playing the Chicago Bulls tonight at the Palace. But right here, in front of a ton of scouts and a lot of good fans, a 1-1 game.
Yeah, we got a dandy here tonight. This has been a fantastic hockey game. You know, Pete, sometimes the overused cliche is something for everybody. Well, that's what we have here tonight. I mean, you want to think of something, we've had it here tonight.
Pretty good scrap between Mitchell Hurd and Curtis Gabriel. I met some of the Attack fans as you have, Sean. They're an agreeable bunch. I'll put it like that.
Nice to chat with them. Some kind words as well. We certainly appreciate that. It's you know, Pete, again, when you look at these two teams, I think they're so similar in so many ways. That's what makes this fun.
Raquel, Uvera, Nason up front for the Whalers. Raquel tried to take the puck to the goal, but Catenacci put it back behind the goal. Raquel knocked the stick out of the hands of Big Rock. Attack with Jamel Smith playing it out center ice, picked off by Uvera. Uvera right wing the shot on goal after Big Rock picked up his stick, and the stop made by Bennington. Now the Whalers have outshot Owen Sound in the period by a 10-4 count in a 1-1 game.
Pete, I'm not sure I've seen much of Kirk Aruto here in the third period. I'm looking over at the bench right now. I don't know if I see him over there on the bench right now.
No, I think you're right. Puck around the boards. Levi trying to hold it. Skips out from the penalty box area. And the attack offside on the play. Jamel Smith and Zach Nastasia. Good look at Jamel Smith, the man with speed in the Dallas Stars draft. Haven't asked Cody Payne. He was a Boston draft, but at the NHL trade deadline, his rights were traded to Dallas. And got to be a little weird.
Joe Nieuwendyk trying to rebuild the Stars again. Joe with a couple of, well, questionable moves and trying to go younger, I suppose, to start fresh.
Levi left wing in his own zone, takes a look in a 1-1 game. 9:15 left in regulation. If you're new to the OHL, we go to overtime. We play until there's a winner and a loser. Raquel dumped on the play by Catenacci. Whalers keep it rolling. Uvera left boards in the Owen Sound zone. Left point Levi. Got the shot blocked by Catenacci. A good play. Nason giving chase with Catenacci along the left boards. Raquel helping out left corner. Put it out in front. It failed to click for Colin McDonald and out center ice. McDonald back to get it. Right wing in his own zone. For Raquel up the middle. Right side intended for Nason. Tapped away by Gabriel. Raquel ran in to Jamel Smith. A nice recovery by Colin McDonald to Raquel. 1-1. Nason over the Owen Sound line for Raquel to the slot. Raquel moving out on the left side. Was tied up on the play. Whalers with Nason. Left point Melissa shot right on goal. Stop made. And the attack bring it back with Cece. He'll go for a rush. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Gabriel, the late man coming in. They score! Holden Cook. And it's 2-1 attack.
Well played by Attack. In the attack zone, I think some of the Whaler faithful were saying back behind the play there was a hook that should have been called. But you keep playing until you hear a whistle, and that's exactly what happened. They broke out. And again, Pete, I think the defensemen have been very active. And Holden Cook, the veteran, gets a good. There's the hook that you could hear a lot of the Whaler fans screaming about. The defenseman leading the way, Cody Cece. And it's Holden Cook that gets the opportunity there, Pete. And Owen Sound takes a massive 2-1 lead.
Puck deep behind the Owen Sound goal. Bennington playing it left side to Big Ross. Went off Gabriel, followed up by Holden Cook. 2-1 attack. They lead for the first time this afternoon. Attack offside on the play.
Goal of the playoffs, assisted by number 29, Curtis Gabriel. And by number 8, Cody Cece. Attack goal by Cook from Gabriel and Cece at 11:41.
It's a 2-1 on sound lead.
Indeed, Pete, we were wondering where Kirkaruto was. I saw him in his civvies back behind the Whaler bench as well, in the tunnel area, I should say.
Cece at center, rings it around the boards in Whalers territory. Picked up by Carrick on left side to Hartman just then. Hartman playing it back into his own zone for Peters. Trocheck follows up, has Hartman and Payne with him over the line. Trocheck tied up on the play, and Cece brings it back. Picked off by Trocheck. Cece covers up and finds Kyle Hope. Right wing brace, severe angle. Knocked down. We're going to get a cheap penalty to Alex Peters. And now Hartman going after an attack player as well.
I don't know what happened there at the end of that, Pete. I was watching the Whaler bench react. They're going to call it a hold, and I've never seen Alex Peters react that way. Alex Peters was, in a word, Pete, furious.
Don't blame him there. Take a look.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, well.
So the attack on a power play up 2-1. Whalers will come out. Mike's going to take his time putting personnel out. This is a not so silent protest by the Whalers.
Oh, he's
both Whaler coaches giving
Whalers
it to the official.
Number 2, Alex Peters. 2 minutes for holding, called at 12:26.
Plymouth on the penalty kill. Nason and Trocheck up front. Carrick and Levi on D. 2-1 on sound here in the third period. 7:34 remaining. Gavris and Trocheck on the draw to the right of Nedeljkovic. Trocheck won the draw. Melissa checking his man along the right boards. Tack trying to dig it free. Played it up the boards, and now Brace and Melissa have a little battle behind the play. Meanwhile, Trocheck giving chase in the attack zone. Big Rob played it right into his goaltender, and Bennington puts it on tee for Cody Cece. Cece to neutral territory. Right side, Nastasia will take it to the right corner in the Plymouth zone, play it back behind the goal. Gavris behind the Plymouth goal again, picked up by Raquel. Cannot get it out. Cece held it at the right point, or at the left point, excuse me. Big Rock twisting and turning right circle. Big Rock picked off by Raquel. Gabriel tried to play it out in front. Now Cece a shot, ripped it wide. Lively Carrick. Carrick cannot get it out. Cece, left circle, waits, has Nason in front of him. Cece again, being watched by Nason. Dishes it right side to Big Rock. Big Rock back to Cece. Hero wind it up, and it was blocked by Nason. Melissa to it for Plymouth. Will play at the length of the ice.
Boy, they needed that. 6:25 to go in this game, Pete. 50 seconds remaining in this power play opportunity, and that top shorthanded unit for the Whalers had been out there for quite some time.
Now Gabriel, left wing over the Plymouth line, put it out in front. And Chiarletti up on the rush, could not redirect on goal. Smith high slot, left side for Cece. High slot for Chiarletti, right wing at the point for Catenacci. Right circle for Jamel Smith, and back to Catenacci. Will tee up the shot. That stung Zach Lorentz. Good play by Lorentz. He'll play at the length of the ice, diving to the puck.
And look at him diving all the way back to the bench as well, making sure he gets that quick change.
10 seconds left in the penalty to Peters. 5:40 left in the third period, a 2-1 sound lead. As they look to try to get even in this series. Big Row over the Plymouth line, left wing. Took the shot, but it'll be offside. The whistle blows with 1 second left in the penalty to Peters and 5:34 left in the period.
Boy, Pete, you think early on all those glorious opportunities for the Whalers where, you know, if you wanted, you could debate if there was an extra pass or two in trying to look for the pretty goal. And right now, the Whalers desperately need that extra goal. It's not Alex Nedeljkovic doing. He's had another stellar outing here tonight for the Whalers, but Jordan Binnington certainly been up to the task, and the attack have this 2-1 lead.
Peters back on. The Whalers killed off his penalty. The attack power play woes continue. Melissa behind his own goal, and Carrick takes a look. Left wing to center, Nason. Up ahead has Rivera with him over the line. Nason left boards, trying to work around Braden Rose. We're going to get a penalty. Who's going to get this? Going to be Owen Sound.
You knew one was coming. Interference
to Rose.
You knew it was coming.
Could have called interference more than just right then.
Yeah, I think they got away with one earlier in that shift. And when Rose away from the puck got in front, that's exactly what happens. So, a glorious opportunity with 5:14 to go here for the Whalers to tie this game up.
Hurd, Vera, and Hartman up front for Plymouth. Trocheck and Carrick will work on the Whaler points in a 2-1 Owen Sound lead. Hurd won the drought, laying the dot, and attack Abbott and Nastasia to play at the length of the ice. Nedeljkovic puts it on a tee for Vince Trocheck in the 2-1 Owen Sound lead. Left wing Hurd. For Trocheck to center and Hurd. Skeets it left wing over the Owen Sound line. Mitchell Hurd got the shot. Handcuffed Bennington, but he got a piece of it and deflected it out of play. Play whistle dead with 4:54 left in the third period. 2-1 Owen Sound.
Mitchell Hurd has scored a slew of goals in that exact same spot. Pete coming down the near wing, left-handed shot goes upstairs, stick side, near side. We've seen him score many from there.
Hurd and Catenacci on the drop to the right of Bennington. Again, Hurd, Vera, and Hartman up front for the Whalers on the power play. Trocheck and Carrick on the points. Hurd won the drop, but Cutting takes it in behind his own goal. Rips it hard by Carrick and the length of the ice. Nedeljkovic puts it on a tee for Vince Trocheck. $1:25 left in the Whaler power play. 2-1 Owen Sound. 4:35 left in regulation. Picked off by Gabriel. Comes in on a breakaway. Gabriel coming in. Got the shot. Scores. Short-handed. 3-1 Owen Sound.
Well, that is a massive goal there and a giveaway. And you see Gabriel take his time, Pete. The veteran Curtis Gabriel. How about this? His first goal of the playoff. And what a doozy it is. A short-handed goal and a 3-1 lead now for the Owen Sound attack.
Take a look here. Bounced by Trocheck. Gabriel in all alone.
Wait, and deposit that backhand. The veteran from Newmarket, Ontario, with a big goal. 3-1 attack.
Plymouth out. Raquel, Payne, and Mears up front.
Curtis Gabriel. His first goal of the playoffs, scored unassisted and shorthanded at 15:28.
3-1 Owen Sound. Mears will take it back behind the Owen Sound goal. Stays with it on the left side. Taken away by Brace, but Levi has it at the left point. Nason, high slot for Levi. Has it again. Austin Levi the shot. Goes towards the goal line. And Pennington double clutched, recovered, and made the stop.
It looked like the puck got in behind Bennington, but I think he picked it up before any Whaler could. And conversely, the official doing a good job of being right behind the net. He could see if it crossed the line, and the light did not come on. So a new draw with 46 seconds remaining in this power play. Pete, the Whalers need a goal like now.
Well, they've sent out Trocheck, Raquel, and Mears up front. A couple of centermen on this power play. Raquel and Trocheck working in the Owen Sound zone. Left point, Levi. Right point, Nason. Got the shot. Ripped it high and wide over top of the goal. Mears top the left circle. On the Whaler power play. Dishes it high slot to Levi. Austin Levi has Nastasiuk in front of him. He'll play at left goal line for Raquel. Raquel's been known to shoot. He'll play at left side for Mears. Put it out in front. Trocheck diving to it. Whalers have it. Levi. Shot blocked by Nastasiuk. Levi right point. Back behind the goal, Mears. Left wing. Top of left circle, Nason. Right side, moving in Levi. Got the shot. Blocked by Cece. Levi with Owen Sound back at full strength. Mears being tied up. Put it out in front. Just failed to click for Nason. And the attack back on the attack. Catenacci trying to work around Trocheck. Vince Trocheck, excellent defensive play. Following up Millen. Severe angle shot, left goal line. Stopped by Nedeljkovic. 2:50 left in the third period. 3-1 Owen Sound. Raquel looking to get it out of his own zone. He's late in his shift. Carrick moving up in front of the Owen Sound bench. Dumps it back behind the goal. Mitchell Hurd ran into Kevin Gutting. Owen Sound bench looking for a penalty. None comes. Holden Cook back for the attack. Playing it in the air, bouncing it into Whalers territory. Colin McDonald back to get it. Put it to the right corner. Taken away by Holden Cook. Gabriel to the end wall. Sealed off by Connor Carrick. Gabriel left side. Back on the right point, Chiarletti. Backhands it behind the goal. Colin McDonald in the middle of a scrum with Millen. And the Whalers dig it free, and Hartman brings it back for Plymouth with 2:10 left. Intercepted by Cook. Ripped the shot. High slot in the Plymouth zone wide. Hope deep right corner as the attack trying to keep the play in the Plymouth zone. Kyle Hope against Colin McDonald. Hope a good job holding it. Will take the shot. Rattle off of Gavris. Left point, Kevin Cutting. Right point, Chiarletti. We'll play it back behind the goal. Kyle Hope tied up by Hurd. The puck around on the boards, but it's held in by Millen. He'll cycle for Kyle Hope, and the attack doing a good job here, keeping the play deep in the Whalers zone. Carrick hit by Gabris, and Hartman digs it free. We'll play it up the middle, and Lorentz over the Owen Sound line, wide with Hartman joining the play. Lorentz crashing behind the goal and knocked down by Chiarletti. The Plymouth net is empty with 1:20 left, and the attack up 3-1. Nedeljkovic to the bench. The Whalers have the extra attacker out there. Held in at the right point. Carrick a shot, ripped it wide. Raquel, left wing, takes a look. Ricard Raquel. And went off an Owen Sound stick, but kept in. Good play, Carrick. Raquel, right wing, will dangle. Got the shot, saved Dave. And the rebound played away. Good play by Nason. Oh, and they're going to catch the Whalers on the offside. I'm not sure about that.
Well, you know, I don't see Stephen Nason reacting too adversely to the call. But from where we're sitting, I agree with you, partner. I thought he kept the puck in. Now, I'll look at Stephen Nason, and Nason doesn't look like he's putting up the beef. So we'll give the linesman the benefit of the doubt, because if I know Stephen Nason, Nason would be chirping like mad if he missed it.
3-1 on Sound. The Whalers have the goaltender pulled. 58.9 seconds left in the third period. Plymouth with Hurd, Ubera, Trocheck, Raquel, Nason, and Carrick out there. Face it off outside the Owen Sound line. Catenacci and Hurd on the drop. Hurd tried to play it into the attack zone, but Ceci plays it up the boards and out in front of the penalty box area. Catenacci, shot right wing at the empty net, knocked down by Carrick. Catenacci, another shot, knocked down by Carrick. Whalers back with Trocheck. Left wing over the Owen Sound line. Checked in the left corner by Ceci. Ubera involved with Hurd as well. They scrum forward, and Hurd behind the goal. Will chase it along on the right boards. Held in by Nason, right point. Ripped the shot wide. Brown on the left side, Carrick with 25 seconds left. Trocheck behind the goal, tried to play it off of Bennington. That did not connect. Held in right point, Nason. Playing it around on the left side, Mitchell Hurd. Bumping with Ceci. Ubera there as well. And the whistle blows. And we're going to get penalty on the play somewhere.
Yeah, I think this might be Mitchell Hurd. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be Mitchell Hurd. So with 15.4 seconds left, Pete, an already arduous task for the Plymouth Whalers is going to become a little bit more arduous. In fact, they're going to bring Nedeljkovic back into the net as the draw is going to come back in the Whalers zone with 15.4 seconds left.
Face it off to the right of Nedeljkovic. Plymouth taking their time, putting personnel out. Vandeweel, and Whaley will come out on the penalty kill. With 15.4 seconds left, Whaley wins the draw, and Peters back behind his own goal. Hurd will get the penalty, and the attack seconds away from tying up this series. Rose back behind the Plymouth goal. Plays it around on the board. They scrum forward on the right side, and we've got a tie series. The attack win the third period. Break a 1-1 game with a pair of goals in the third frame. They beat the Whalers 3-1. Shots on goal in the period by Plymouth 15 for a game total of 37. By Owen Sound 7 for a game total of 27.
Well, folks, are you stunned? Because if you are, you shouldn't be. I think the one thing that I will say, Pete, I'm not used to seeing teams come in here and win third periods. I'm not used to that. But in terms of this series being tied and being a tight series, hey, maybe you weren't listening to the pregame show before game one. I think, Pete, you and I agree, and I think the attack broadcasters would say the same thing. Buckle up. This is going to be a tough series. As the Attack fans come over, or players skate down the ice to salute the slew of Attack fans that made the trip over here.
Let's go to the 3 stars.
The Reds.
He is the blue-collar player.
And now it's time for the Meyer 3-star selection. Fans, don't forget, stick around, because if one of the Whalers is named as one of the game's 3 stars, you could be walking out of here with an autographed t-shirt from that player. 3rd star of the game tonight from Owen Sound was number 5, Nathan Schiarletti. Number 2 star of the game from the Whalers, he got the scoring started tonight, number 21, Ryan Hartman. And the game's 1st star from Owen Sound, number 29, Curtis Gabriel.
So it's a
Whalers like
Owen Sound win in game 2. We've got a series. This series tied at 1 game apiece.
It shouldn't surprise everybody. I thought Jordan Bennington was outstanding tonight, Pete. I really did, especially early on. If you saw the first period, and if I'm overstating it, Pete, call me out. I think the Whalers could have been up 3-4-0 in the first period. He made some big stops, especially down low. He made some big stops early in the 3rd period as well. And Nastasiuk with a strong game. Gabriel with the big shorthanded goal. But full credit here tonight to the Owen Sound Attack for tying this series up.
And we are tied at 1-1 after 2. Kyle Hope with the game-winning goal from Gabriel and Cece at 11:41. And a shorthanded goal by Gabriel at 15:28. A little insurance there in the Attack. Battle the Whalers, and we really didn't expect anything different. I mean,
nope.
You get into the Final Four of the Western Conference, 4 pretty evenly matched teams.
Yeah, they are, and again, when 2 teams play in like manner and fashion the way these 2 clubs do, Pete, I'll say it again, I think one thing, if you haven't followed the Whalers a lot, the Whalers for a while now, Pete, 4 or 5 years, really take pride in taking care of business in the 3rd period. And, Pete, we have seen so many incredible comebacks in the past year on Fridays and Saturday nights and in the 3rd period and everything. And, you know, tonight, give the Attack credit. They took over. I'll say again, I saw it start in the 2nd period and carrying into the 3rd period. The way their defensemen jumped into the play and kept things alive in the Whalers zone, a nice job by Owen Sound changing on the fly, but the series wasn't going to be over in 4. It likely isn't going to be over in 5. Let's see how both teams respond as they head back up to Owen Sound.
In fact, this is the first Plymouth Owen Sound series that will not be a sweep.
Yeah.
First 4 times these teams met in the playoffs, the Whalers have 2 sweeps. Owen Sound has 2 sweeps. It's not going to happen in this series. And again, I didn't expect it to happen. The Whalers do have a 13-game winning streak snapped. They still have won 21 out of 23. Not bad.
No, not bad at all. And you know what? I'll tell you what, you never want to lose, okay? But if you want to relight a fire under the guys' behinds, nobody likes to lose. You especially don't like to lose when you haven't lost in a long time. So that is something that certainly is going to invigorate them. Pete, it seems like it's going to be a quick turnaround in Tuesday and Wednesday in Owen Sound, huh?
Means we have a Game 5 on Friday right here at Compuware Arena. So you can get ready for that. So the Attack win it 3-1. The series tied at 1 apiece. I believe we've got some more business, just a little bit of business, the hit of the game. And as this series goes on, we're seeing more and more hits. And let's see what the crew's got picked out here for the hit of the game.
Old school right there, going low. The Kirkaruto?
Yep. You got Cody Cece there.
The defenseman jumping in.
That's Braden Rose.
Rose, Cece, Schiarletti. The defenseman really started to jump in, and I think the Whalers caught that. Again, Owen Sound wasn't doing a real good job of generating anything offensively, Pete, their forwards. But once the defenseman started to sneak in, now that's a two-way street, Pete, because if those defensemen sneak in, they can get caught the other way with some odd man rushes, but it worked out in their favor tonight, and a deserved 3-1 victory for the Owen Sound Attack.
So this series tied at 1 game apiece. Again, Game 3, Tuesday night in Owen Sound. You can listen to that game on 88.1 FM, WSDP, The Park locally. We'll also have it on PlymouthWhalers.com. Game 4 the same on Wednesday. We'll start at 6:45 on 88.1 The Park and on PlymouthWhalers.com. There will be a Game 5. It'll be back here at CompuWare Arena on Friday night. We'll see if our friends at Comcast 900 want to continue the Xfinity experience with the Plymouth Whalers. We do appreciate their great support.
No question. And certainly we hope you've enjoyed the games, maybe even the broadcast as well.
A little bit there. But tonight, we've got a tie series. The Owen Sound Attack with 2 in the third period defeat the Plymouth Whalers 3-1. Thank everybody around us for making it easy for us, Sam Gooden and the good people at the Schoolcraft College Sports Network. Great work as always. And we will be talking to you again a little bit later on, Game 3 and Game 4 again on radio. Game 5, I think we'll be right back here on Friday night. Till then, for Sean Pelesian, I'm Pete Krupski. The final score in Game 2, Owen Sound 3, Plymouth 1. Good night, everybody, from CompuWare Arena.